Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am an overly caffeinated Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Butler's in the other room, stirring our coffee with his ding dong.
Oh my God.
There you go. That's how you start a show.
Yeah, we're actually sampling some coffee.
There's a company that we can't say who it is, or there's a coffee company that might want to work with us.
Yeah,
and
small local coffee company.
Yeah. You might have heard of them. Folgers, I believe.
It's a
Mr. His name is Harvey Folgers.
The Colombian man riding the donkey.
Juan Valdez.
Is that Folgers?
That was just I believe that was just that was a commercial for
Are you thinking of El Picante? What are you thinking?
No, it's Colombian coffee beans used to have commercials, and they wanted you to ensure that you got your coffee from Colombia, and the mascot was Juan Valdez. Right?
Yeah.
And I think it was just for Colombian coffee, like a blanket, like we are the Colombian Coffee Organization.
Juan Valdez.
Yeah, and we're going to push our coffie propaganda out there.
Look up if Juan Valdez
was real.
Yeah. Or was it just a brand?
Oh, he's totally real.
All right. What was he like?
He's
mascot?
the libertarian
he's
candidate.
He's a fictional character.
He's a libertarian candidate for president this year.
All right.
Yeah.
In the never-ending quest to do less work here,
we try to find overly qualified, great people that can do a better job than we can.
Yes.
Not hard.
Yes, it is.
Not hard.
And I would like to ask our next guest.
So you're already drunk.
Arnez J. He's not here.
I know. If it would be possible to maybe do this like a monthly thing.
Yeah. Ask her on the air so she can't say no.
That's what I like to do.
Yeah. Well, here she is. I'm gonna
giving away his
now.
secrets.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most positive and wonderful person that we know. The fact that she even comes on our program, we have no idea why. It is our good friend,
I love you guys.
Jana Banana. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Hello.
It's the real Jana Banana.
Yes.
She's here.
I'd love to do this monthly, just so you know.
Okay.
I could be like your period and get on a cycle.
Yeah, that's what we want.
That's disgusting. I still don't understand how that works, but my wife's on it right now. And I just lock her in a room like families used to do when they had a special needs kid. I think it's a witchcraft, and I lock her away until it goes away.
Yeah, she's got the curse.
Yeah, I just slide some a cheese plate under the door, and away we go.
Need chocolate.
So Jana, what's been going on? Tell us what you've been up to. How are things going in this crazy COVID world?
Life is good. I actually have been enjoying COVID in some weird sort of way.
Yeah.
Is that...
No, I'm with you. I do a little bit too, and there's a weird thing it's a real thing. And it's like a COVID guilt that I've been having a lot of. And you tell me what I would love to know. I'll just say this, and you tell me your thoughts on this. I've had a lot of emails from listeners that have said that they feel guilty because they're actually okay right now, and then their anxiety, while the rest of the world's anxiety may have heightened, that their anxiety is actually less. What are your thoughts on that, Jana?
I feel the same way. Sometimes I almost feel like a Pollyanna because I am seeing so much opportunity, and I love hanging out with my husband. So for us, it's a way for us to get our ideas out and to... I know there's a lot of divorces happening right now. I also know that there's that end of the pendulum.
Sure.
But for me, it's been good. I'm seeing just so many different avenues that I hadn't thought of before. So I kind of like it.
For me, it was like, when you get into normal life, if we go back months ago when things, I hate using the term normal. Everybody's kind of, effing it out. But let's just say back when things, we weren't dealing with COVID, I felt very like I couldn't slow down enough to do some of the things like that Tom and I like to do, like writing, writing a song, putting together something creative, planning an event, planning a piece of merchandise, stuff like that.
Just slowing down.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, just or spending more time, like you said, with my family.
Yeah.
So do you think in a way, and this might be getting a little deep and a little weird, but do you think as a collective conscious that maybe we manifested this in a way? Because how many times have we said, oh, if only I had more time, or, oh, if I could work from home, or I just want to finish that project, or I would love to clean out the garage, but And now all of a sudden we have that time. Everything's kind of slowing down. There's reasons to stay home.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been times when I've thought, oh, I don't really want to go to that party, but I feel obligated. And now I'm like, oh, I can't, COVID, you know?
Yeah.
Really, the only downfall is your grandma dies.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's be honest. And well, hold on. Let's investigate
I'm
that
just
for a
joking
minute.
around.
She had no concept of what, like she's been giving me $5 since I was 3 years old.
Comedy.
I'm
bro.
44 years old.
I know. Listen,
Where's the
I'd love $5 from my grandma.
No, where's the standard increase every single year? By the time I get 44, if you slap a standard 1% raise on that till I get to 44, there's got to be at least a couple more dollars there.
I apologize.
Why?
Because people's, relatives actually.
I
died,
wish
right?
my grandma was here right now to die of COVID.
No, but honestly,
God.
So wait, you got $3 because I only got a $2 bill. That's all I got.
I would get $5, and then I'd get like checks, but her handwriting was so shaky they couldn't be cash.
Jana, I like every time I talk to you, I do get into a more positive mood. And
believe me, you're the only person that can do that.
Yes,
seriously. Write that down. That is a Tom and Dan fact.
Yeah.
This guy hates everything
That's
except for
true.
Jana Banana and his sons. That's it.
I like that.
Well, no, it's because I don't normally like fun, and I
Or
kinda,
positivity, for
or
that matter.
positivity.
Hates it.
But if you look at it like, yes, this is a horrible situation, and there's no way out of it right now. So you, just like you said, and I think if you just live with thinking about what's positive about it and not dwell on how miserable things could be and like how things are not going to be the same or we can't get in groups and like you start I see
You focus on what you can't do instead of what you can do.
Exactly. And then so I think getting yourself in that right mentality is healthier for you. And why not? Why dwell on everything you can't do and what's different and all the bad stuff and not just look at like all the positives, more time with your family, the fact that you could, you fixed up your house.
Well, look
or
what Jana's doing. Jana, you're like pivoting. You're doing a lot of creative projects, whether it's, the wheel covers that I know you were working on last time we talked to you, or whether it's your YouTube channel that I know you've been spending a lot of time on. Give us some ideas of things that maybe you're doing.
The YouTube channel has been my big project.
It's good, man.
We are going live every single day. We are putting up content. I'm actually doing this transformation right now. So I'm concentrating on all these different levels, categories of my life. And then I vlog about it.
Nice.
And whoever would have thought I would be a vlogger? Like when you're little and you say, I'm going to grow up and be a vlogger. That's not even a career.
It's not even a thing. Yeah.
So I tell people now, when I was just talking to some young kids yesterday, and I said, you know what? The career that you're going to end up having one day doesn't even exist right now. It doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
That's how fast our technology is moving and where our world is going.
Yeah, like Tom and I, basically we do a daily video show. And if you had asked me even 5 years, maybe 5 years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, if I thought that our podcasting, if you'd have asked me if I thought I'd pivot from radio to podcasting to now like video casting daily, would I do that? No. The answer would have always been no.
Yeah. And
not my thing.
And Jana, you came up in radio with all of us, and it used to be that to talk to the masses, you had to go through certain giant companies or whatever.
There was sort of protocol and corporate protocol.
Well, there's also people that controlled the broadcasts, you know what I'm saying? So it's like TV, radio, and when there's people that control that, you have to go through certain channels to even access the ability to talk to people, and now the internet has made that everybody could talk to everybody, and you could talk to as many people as you want.
The ease there is now, Jana.
And the audience comes to you.
I love it. I don't know about you guys, and this goes back to Tom, what you were saying earlier about finding new ways of doing things in this COVID thing. It's the same thing with radio and technology, and the way I see it is there was I don't know if it was a typhoon or a monsoon over in the Philippines several years ago. And I was looking at some video footage of when the people started seeing the water come into the town, the people that ran back into the buildings where they thought they were going to be safe, those were the people that ended up getting flooded, and the water just went everywhere, and they ended up dying and being injured. But there was this video footage that I saw where this guy actually grabs a surfboard, and you see him like riding the wave. And that's kind of how I see now with the new technology and stuff. You have to pivot, and you have to adapt with what's happening so that you can ride that wave instead of going back into the old structures, the old way of the way things were. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, because you have a false sense. Okay, follow me. I love this analogy because you have this strange false sense of security that these buildings have always provided you, or these old ways or old structures. But as things change, we all know that typhoons or mega waves can destroy buildings. So those old methods just aren't going to hold up.
Exactly. Now, I'm not telling you to go surfing in a typhoon or a monsoon or whatever.
That's only for our grandmas, and hopefully they will die. I'm sorry.
Anyway, yes. So I am working on my YouTube video, and I'm loving it this morning.
But it gets real. Can I pause you for a second? It's like a real channel. Like, you're going to see some stuff that is a little spicier than the normal positivity, correct?
Right. I've been concentrating on my sex life lately, which is something that I never thought I would really talk about publicly.
Dig it.
But I've decided that recently I was in this mastermind. And when you start getting into these masterminds, you start learning information from other people. And do you guys realize that there's a recipe of how your sex life can actually take your career and your ability to earn money, and your sex life affects every other area of your life?
I've been telling my wife that. I've been telling my wife that. I've been telling my wife, if you really want to be a success, we got to do this.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it. That's my advice.
See, Tom, that's why this company's not successful.
Yeah. I mean,
get to doing it.
Well, it's not up to me.
If we could pry you off of X videos for 1 second.
If the crow would do some more pecking,
my God.
GD Bill Gates over here.
You don't want the crow to peck.
I'm just saying.
Pecking the pecker.
It's few and far between at the old
pecking
Van household. Jana, you've been, how long have you been married for?
Oh, we've been married for 15 years.
Can you please be respectful, because you're like,
well,
I can see you.
I've been open. I've been completely open. I'm going to be real.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got some questions. I need some advice from Jana.
Yeah.
All right.
So I've been married, sometime between 8 and 12 years, I think. Somewhere in between.
It might be more than that, because
I'm not sure.
Dude, I'm coming up on 10, so you're like, you're going to be... You've been married 50 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, long enough for the crow's beak to fall off. I know that. There's no pecking.
So anyway, how do you make sure to keep things going? Especially, we all get a little older. And as you get a little older, sometimes things get a little more bland, and
exactly. And that's where I hate to say this, but I've lost that love and feeling. You know what I'm saying? We go to bed and we wear onesie pajamas.
Oh, I like that. See, that could be creative. I like a onesie. Can you get the scissors out and you got to cut a hole in the back?
No.
I seen it on the pornos.
Just rip it.
No, I'm not going to rip it. I'm not an animal.
We go to bed and we eat peanuts and popcorn in bed. The last thing on our mind is getting frisky, right?
Yeah, like onesies and peanuts and popcorn in bed is like what I imagine like Edith and Archie Bunker did.
Yeah.
You know, like my grandparents would eat like candies, like sucking candies in bed. You know, they weren't, using each other as sucking candies, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Archie! Yeah.
And,
Archie, give me a sucking candy.
And then, and for me, then you add in the kid duties.
Ew, in the bed? That's disgusting.
No, literally in the toilets. They don't flush the toilet.
Oh, you got to do something about that.
Every time I walk by, and I'm like, oh, God.
They're the little princes. The little prince, he has to have
a scream of their animals.
Yeah, Tom his little princes run around just doo-dooing everywhere that he has to yes, your prince. Yes, your prince.
I have a question for you, because I was watching this podcast and they mentioned, this was last night that I was watching this. They said, you're not a parent until you've caught your child's duty in your hand. Have you ever caught your child's duty in your hand?
I mean,
I can't. Maisie's fast pitch. I think a sting. I need a glove.
Yeah, she does it underhand like a softball.
Yeah, like the ladies do.
Like they
yeah.
How do they do that?
It's like University of Virginia or something, and she's like, ying, ying, ying.
By the way, softball pitchers, it looks harder than pitching overhand.
It does.
Anyway,
it's more impressive.
It's supposed to be like easier thing. It looks harder to me. Anyway, so
I've never caught that, by the way.
Yes, there's a lot of duty involved, especially young like when my sons were in diapers still. And this is going to be maybe too far. We can't air it, but I've let's say made sandwiches, and then as I was eating them, I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's doo-doo in there.
Well, you haven't washed your hands.
Yeah, because...
Well, it wasn't COVID time. That's when I first started washing my hands.
But sleeping...
I've never washed my hands until we got the virus.
Being sleep-deprived, changing diapers in the middle of the night, there's duty involved everywhere. It's bad.
Well, people are walking around, and they are roommates. They are best friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can't even stand their husbands or wives.
Oh, yeah.
And
not for me.
We're losing out
I know some people
on this sexual energy.
Yeah, big D energy.
What I'm finding in my research is that if you can tap into that, then every area of your life goes like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I've just started researching this within the last probably 11 days. But I will tell you that just myself, like I'm going to be real. Sex has been we go to bed, we're tired.
Yeah.
We're go to sleep.
I still power through it even if I'm tired, though. Even if I'm asleep.
I know, but she's saying she's tired after.
Oh, tired after.
No, I'm not.
No.
Oh,
See, Tom doesn't understand what women say.
Yeah, this is part of the problem.
Here's the thing about Tom. When women open their mouth, his ears close.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got nothing.
But I will tell you, after I've started researching this, which has just been in the last 11 days, and I'm vlogging about all of this on my YouTube channel, you can follow this.
And where can people find it? Is it real Jana Banana or Jana Banana?
Jana Shelfer.
Oh, actually. I'm so sorry. I'm sitting here waving around the banana.
Name.
Yeah. I'm glad you're using that.
Yeah. He likes to do that to me, Jan. He calls me drunkie all the time.
I'm not doing this to be rude to her. At least I'm listening to her.
We know how people condescend us, and because we had a goofy radio name.
Yeah. Pretty soon the podcast will be Banana and Bear in the morning.
I'm sorry. No, but what I was saying is that just in the last 11 days of researching this, it's so true, because if you start feeling sexy, if you start bringing that sexual energy back into your household, it comes out everywhere. It comes out when you're presenting.
Loads and loads. Stop. It won't stop.
Like I was walking my dog.
Oh my God. You have sex while you're walking your dog. No. Jeez Louise, that's an advanced move.
And these guys that were working on this house right around the corner, the stupid joke, I probably hear this joke once a week in the last 30 years, but people will say, "Oh, you better slow down. You're speeding." It's like a common joke
God.
that everybody
never-
says to wheelchair people.
Hold on, I've never thought to
Why
say
do
that.
people say
I've never thought to say that to you, but I will now. That is fantastic.
You should just scream "F you!"
Yeah.
Please do.
Loud, scare them because they're trying to be cheeky.
No, yeah,
Right.
no, yeah. I could solve this problem. You need to fall out of your wheelchair and go rape, murderer, and they'll stop. I guarantee you, they'll stop messing with you if you do that.
Well, normally this joke is really old. I mean, I've heard
Yeah,
this
this
so
is
many
lame.
times, and I try to be kind and I try to be like, you're funny.
Right.
But sometimes I can be a little snarky. Well, now that I've tapped into this sexual energy, as soon as these guys said, "Oh, you better slow down, you're speeding," I literally wanted to turn around and go, "Why, yes, officer, I'm a naughty girl." Like I found myself.
Oh my
hey
God!
now.
By
So
the way-
rather than engage with using curse words like I would, you
Right.
flirt with the man, eventually performing coitus on the side of the road while you're walking your dog. I like the sound of this.
If you did say that to them, oh, it's so uncomfortable. I imagine
Oh,
they'd be
yeah.
like, "Well,
Yeah, it
Or not. I mean, they could get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
sure,
if a pretty woman like Jana said, "Oh, officer, I've been a naughty girl," I'd be like, "Well, excuse me. Apparently, I got a crutch in my pants, so we're on the same level."
So
I don't know
but-
why I said that.
So Jana, is it just about? It's about like yourself.
It's about her confidence. It's about
Yeah.
reclaiming something that
So,
maybe she's
it
not
is.
feeling empowered.
So it has to start from inside yourself, not necessarily like your partner doesn't have to initiate it. Like you, I think everybody
Yeah.
personally has to be
She's
in that
feeling
mindset.
sexy
Yeah.
as herself.
So what I'm finding is if you want to bring sexual energy back into your relationship, the first thing you have to do is you have to become the partner that you want.
So you
So
become.
if you want a seductive partner, then you need to start playing the part. You need to start dressing the part. You need to start seducing. You need to start flirting, being
doesn't-
that person.
Tom doesn't know how to flirt or seduce anything. And he also has a shirt on right now that says, "I wet my plants." So I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
Samantha's
that's
been mad at my shirt ever
she
since.
hates it.
She's been
Ever
mad.
since you walked in.
And I like plants, and I like watering plants. Yeah,
And-
if
and-
I could put the like a subtext in the bottom, like especially when I'm higher than Chong, like
Yeah.
that's my favorite.
So,
time.
but the play on words is that you pee your pants.
Right.
no, it's just I wet my plants.
Yeah, like I wet my pants, which is you
Yeah.
peed your pants.
It's a dad joke, and it shows my love for plants.
That is
Oh my
now what Jana's hearing
God.
right now is you are not a seductive partner.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes I walk around my house with no shirt and tiny dukes.
That's just
watering my plants.
That's what Cody Rigsby from Peloton, the gay instructor, does.
Really, my plants, see, they don't caw at me and tell me what to do and what I'm doing wrong.
You're gonna start leading.
They just grow.
So you
and
you're
don't
having
talk.
sex with your plants.
No,
Weinstein, everybody.
no, maybe that was Weinstein's whole thing.
Subconscious Weinstein. Maybe Weinstein had a crow, and he's like, "Well, these plants don't crow. Come here, plants."
He wet his plants too.
Oh man,
He did?
His were different,
but a
Yeah.
little, just a little bit.
Yeah, your water's thick. You better get it tested. Guardian Water Services.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. But so I see what you're saying is that it like your partner's going to feed off your own,
Yeah.
you know,
Vibe.
You're
Yeah.
setting the precedent. You're changing the energy in the room. That's a great idea, Jana.
The problem is,
Once you start becoming that partner that you want to attract or want to have in the relationship, you become that role. Then all of a sudden, something inside, it's almost like turning the sock inside out. Because all of a
I've
sudden,
seen that.
you start feeling sexy, you start getting horny.
whoa, don't turn your sock inside out.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I put on short socks today, but the more you talk, I feel like I have on long socks.
But my point is that you carry that energy into every other aspect of your life.
Samantha, write down big sock energy because that's my next
Gotcha.
shirt. Yep.
So now, all of a sudden, when it comes to attracting money, making business deals, there's all these
she's
different all these different categories. You're bringing a whole nother frequency, and things start to synchronize.
I love this. She's absolutely correct because there is a level of confidence that you can gain by having a healthy sex life, and then you feel better about yourself. So then when you do go into that business deal, you know, it does, that energy does carry over. It's almost like there's a strange energy inertia that can push you and other. This is all great stuff because it is a healthy thing to do regularly.
It is healthy, and it is. We need sex.
Yeah.
And I know people go, oh, I don't need sex. I'm going to put it on the back burner. But we need it. It's a thriving thing. And there's, what's the book? Napoleon Hill wrote it.
We're not the book guys, Jana.
Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, if you asked us what marijuana strain is best for boating, I can tell you, but I got nothing on books.
This was a book that was written in 1940, and he has a whole chapter on it. Chapter 11. Now, unless you're studying it and you're tuned into it, you don't pay attention to that. You're like, okay, this horny old man. But when you really start paying attention to what he's saying that it's a secret weapon that none of us are using.
Yeah.
You're plugging in to this higher electricity.
I love it.
So, Jana, like, I need a little bit of advice because the biggest problem for me and my relationship with my wife is that we are often on a different emotional page when it comes to being intimate. So my wife tells me all the time, she's like, I would be more, I guess, for lack of a better term, into it, you know, if you were emotionally taking care of my needs, telling me how pretty I am, telling me how much you love me all the time.
My wife said the same thing.
Rubbing
But
my
I told my wife,
shoulders.
I'm like, what if I don't think you're pretty?
Stop!
God.
Stop!
I mean,
You got Butler
That's
on
a
that
lot-
one.
because there's honesty there.
That's
you
a
know?
logical point.
Yeah.
You know, it was
I
like,
mean, what if I'm just,
You know,
I don't know.
you know,
Okay,
it's
so here's the
What if I'm here
difference.
for the peanuts in bed?
you know, you were pretty, but
Yeah.
time goes by.
Oh, my God.
Everything changes.
See what I deal with, Jana?
You don't look the same.
No offense.
Yeah.
You know, it's
No offense.
It's nothing against you.
Yeah, but
it's just natural
You
science.
got in a fight with gravity, and gravity beat you to death.
Yeah, especially
Okay.
the tops.
I'm about ready to change your worlds. So listen up, okay? There's different kinds of love languages. Maybe you've heard of the book, The 5 Love Languages. I think that's it.
My wife says this. No, man, you're exactly right. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, there's different ways that we look to be loved. And it sounds to me like your wife is a words of affirmation
Yeah.
girl. So all you have to do is start verbally complimenting
Start crowing at her.
well, no,
Notice
but crow
a few
compliments.
things about her. And she's all of a sudden going to be like, well, hello.
Yeah.
I know.
Hello. And then whatever you are, whether you're a feeler or there's service, there's quality
service.
time, there's
Feeler.
different kinds of love.
feeler.
And whatever your love language is, then she will start to automatically reciprocate in the way that you feel it. And then all of a sudden you're in an upward spiral instead of a who changed the duty from the kids or whatever.
Yeah. Like my
The-
wife.
okay, well, the problem with it, Jana, real quick, is that I do, because it sounds so easy,
Right.
theoretically. It's just like,
Right.
just tell her she's pretty, my God, man.
Yeah.
So then,
No, but you got to mean it.
okay, well, okay. Well,
It can't
I
just
do
be-
mean it, but here's
Yeah,
the
it can't be like one of my daughter's apologies. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm like, that's not an apology when you're like, God damn it, I'm sorry. I'm
Right.
like, no, Maisie, that's not an
Right, right.
apology when you're just like, sorry.
So it's because I naturally don't think, because I do think my wife is pretty. Like,
You just don't give out compliments
and
a lot.
Yeah, I'm bad at compliments, but because
I compliment your wife a lot.
So, but I'll think of that, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. Tell her she's pretty. She like, and this will work.
Oh,
and
white
then
tomato plant distracted.
Yeah.
Well, I get distracted a lot.
You
That's
gotta
part
up
of
that
ADD.
Adderall.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
there's a frisbee on my roof. I think I'll stare at it for 10 minutes.
but I'll think of this, then I'll work it out in my head and be like, you gotta be legitimate, get in the right mindset. because
I like that. You got to.
She'll sniff it out if it's fake.
yeah. Then I'll like, and then
You're overthinking it.
Yeah,
and
you
then
are.
she'll see me like pondering something, and she'd like, and then I look up, I'd be like, "You look pretty," and then she'd be like, "You're just saying that because
You sound like a robot.
You
Yeah,
look
like
pretty. You look pretty.
and then she's like, "No, you're just saying that because you want to beat."
Oh, you know what we need to do? I bet.
I have another tip for you.
Okay.
And this way you don't have to think about it, and you're not going to have to worry if you're doing it right or doing it wrong. When was the last time that you just breathed together with your wife?
What do you mean, like in her face?
Smell this dying Mountain Dew. Smell. I ate a chef salad today. Spicy boar's head.
You smell my Corona. I think you got it at 7-Eleven.
Stop! So I'm being completely.
I didn't wash my hands after I went to the gas pump. Oh. Corona, go see your grandma.
You don't have to be creepy about it, but if you just breathe with your spouse.
Breathe with it. Feel the pressure.
It literally will put you in this different rapport with them, and you will be like, whoa, where did this come from? I haven't felt this since we started dating.
Sometimes I lay with my wife, Jana, and I can feel her breath like on my neck, or we're holding hands or something, and then I'll go, oh man. I was like, you got to brush those again. You got to hit them one more with a mop.
Jesus.
Come on, something's going on in there.
I guess
It's like an infection.
I see your point, though. Sometimes it's just about
You need like cuddle time.
alone cuddle time.
You ain't gonna do no cuddle time.
We, as a family, you'd be surprised.
No, it
That's
can't
not-
be family. It has to be
family
romantic.
cuddle time does not count.
Okay,
No.
because we did family cuddle
Now
time.
that can be a problem.
Every
Yeah.
time, also my sons
a
are
C block.
my sons are extremely jealous. So when I hug my wife, they scream group hug, and then they go,
my
Oh, yeah, that's
God,
gonna be a
this is a
problem.
nightmare.
and then,
That's
it's group
a
hug.
codependent family right there. Man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dysfunction there.
Yeah.
Then like because they want
Because you
their
guys
mom.
only function as a group. You don't function as individuals.
No, yeah, completely codependent.
That's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's bad.
We
On the
all-
opposite end, I'm bad because I just don't see my family.
Everybody's
And
independent.
things are great.
Your whole family could just right now live by themselves forever.
They do. My wife lives in Longwood. Andrea lives in Edgewater, and I live here.
Oh yeah. If
Or, I mean, Maisie lives in Edgewater.
uh,
I just bought her a Jeep. She's
yeah.
5 years old, drives it herself.
my wife will call me if I'm in the backyard too long. She'll just call
On the
me
phone?
No, on the phone. Yeah.
That's
You
weird.
guys are crazy.
Yeah, you're crazier than I am, I think.
You have a giant yard?
No.
It's like 6 feet wide.
Yeah, that's the point. It's not a giant. Yeah, she can walk
She
outside.
can see him answer the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she called me on the way home, and then I hear the WRX, and I'm still talking to her. I'm like, I hear you coming.
I hear me coming home.
and then she'll pull up in the driveway. I'm still on the phone. I guess I'll just hang up now. I'm looking at your face.
Why do you have to talk that much?
Because they're crazy, Daniel. Everybody's crazy.
All right,
sorry,
we did a lot of good here, Jana.
Oh, we'll need an update.
Look at Jana's face.
Yeah.
You guys are so fun.
Well, I'm sorry that we bring a lot more dysfunction to it. Like,
Yeah.
you actually have
I think
really,
this hinders you because
really good advice.
you're taking our energy, and it's bad
I
energy.
love it.
So your good energy.
We got little sock energy, man.
Yeah.
I've got inside out sock energy.
Yeah, and I got sock with a hole in it energy. It's bad. But Jana, one more.
Speaking of socks, do you care if I bring this up?
No.
Because I just bought this new pair of tennis shoes, and they came with a pair of socks inside. Now,
Those are a dead man's shoes. You bought a dead man's
Are they
shoes.
permanent
You better-
socks?
Somebody's grandma died of COVID and you stole their shoes. Is that what you're saying?
It was the weirdest thing. I bought a pair of shoes over Amazon. They came, I opened the box, and there was a pair of socks inside. Now, these socks were literally just the kind that cover half your foot, which I never really understood those. Do you understand what a half sock?
The panty socks.
It's for slip-on shoes.
Slip-on. I only wear condoms like that, half condoms. It's just easier.
You don't need to cover the
No,
rest.
I use the no-see condoms.
Because seeing your socks, I remember in high school, no one wanted to have, if you saw someone's socks, they were a nerd. And hey,
well, they do that move where they grab your sock and pull it up. So then your whole heel poofs out like dog balls out the top of your sock.
You got a sock wedgie?
I still think that if my wife puts on socks and they're like go up to her ankle, I say nerd.
What if they're like thigh highs though?
Well, that's then
and you're back in.
I like it.
But you just perked up. You perked
He likes them. He likes stockings.
He wants his wife to dress like Roller Girl from Boogie Nights.
He does.
Look, he's like, no.
You can't think about anything else now.
Like Roller Girl, thinking about it. Well, Jana, we'll end with this. I'll tell you my wife's love language, and maybe you can assist me a little bit because we are going to run out of time. But man, I talk to you all day if we could. My wife says, because we communicate about our love languages. You said a feeler. I think I'm a feeler.
Okay, you like to be touched.
I do, and Andrea likes sweet. Unexpected surprises, she said.
Oh, like little notes.
Yeah, or like, I swung through Dunkin' Donuts and I got you a matcha. You didn't ask for one, but I got you one.
My wife like that. It shows you're thinking about them.
Those are gifts. That falls into
gifts.
The gift
Write that down.
Gifts. Get wife gifts.
Gifts. How do you spell it? Gifts. Gifts. Gifts.
Yeah, that's gifts with a T at the end, not those memes that you send through.
Oh, gifts.
No, those are so funny.
Oops,
though.
I just sent her Michael Jordan crying. All right. We're stop wasting your time. I feel really bad. All right, where can people find your YouTube, and then we'll check in with you next month?
Yes, please check out my YouTube. It is on YouTube, Jana Shelfer, Shelfer.
Easy to spell.
Yes, and I am also doing a lot on Facebook as well. This morning, I went live with my workout, which was
sweet.
Crazy, and I think the reach has grown. I'm like, I didn't think I would ever be a wheelchair aerobics instructor, but hey, it's happening.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. And, anybody can kind of do that. It's no different than just modifying, any other type of workout. I
just tell people to get on their butt. Let's exercise.
Yeah, it's just as easy. In fact, because my back is so bad, I do a lot of chair stretches because it's very useful for your back. So you can join Jana and check out her YouTube channel, and also like and subscribe on Facebook and wherever you find her. Jana, we love talking to you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for the laughter because you're making you're making America laugh. You're probably worldwide. You're making the world laugh. Thank you for that.
No, way less people listen.
I can give you the real numbers. It's shockingly disappointing.
Yeah. You have more success on your own social media.
But I will tell you this, and this will make you smile. If I gave you the radio numbers, way worse. Way worse. And they won't tell you that, but I'll tell you that.
That's next to nothing.
Because I've had way too much coffee today, and I'm fired up.
You guys are riding that wave.
Yeah. Hey, get the surfboard. Stay out of the building.
That's right.
All right. Well, we love
See
you.
you, Jana.
Love you too.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye. That is our good friend Jana Shelfer.
I like how she's
the best.
She never wavers too. Like we say,
she can power through.
She is the unsinkable.
Yeah.
I mean, there are, I've told you before that I think Samantha is an amazing producer and just, absolutely one of the best you could ever have. We are so lucky. The fact that she is not on a top level radio show somewhere in the world as either the host or a number two, like a lady position. I mean,
that's ridiculous.
Completely wasted. But why would you want to do it now when she can own everything and do
it
on her own?
thing.
She's where she needs to be. But I'm just saying it's surprising to me that she hasn't been scooped up. She's superstar mentality to me. Yeah. Like when we have her on, it is no BS that it's the only person that Tom like we tried to get her because she wasn't ready to really, like, she was working on all this. So
Yeah.
she wasn't ready to release it to the world. We had been literally banging on her door every month for years.
Yeah.
Please.
Let's do something.
And now
Like,
she's ready and she's kicking ass, man.
And
I love her. Love her.
And this is what I wanted her to do. And I've always thought, like, Jana should just, I mean, now you have the ability to expose yourself to the world easily with very
She's
little
infectious,
money, you
man.
know, and just start putting out your own content.
Yeah.
And we, you know, that's why we would love to have her every month to plug it and stuff. But the world will find out about Jana because she's
100%.
a unique personality and a truly positive, good person.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like it's not
And her
fake,
hubby. Yeah, I love both those guys. They're just so fun. So follow them on the YouTubes. We'll take a break, come back, and settle up some things for this hour of A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler's here. I've started to get a little tongue-tied there. Head over to tomanddan.com for all things Tom and Dan. We have time for one voicemail. You'll like this one, Tom, because this gentleman actually agrees with you.
Hey guys, y'all are talking about uncut gems, and I just have to agree that it was a hunk of garbage. I know I'm uncultured swine, but I couldn't make it through it. It was just people shouting over each other. I felt like I was going to have a epileptic seizure from audio triggers. Don't even know if that's a thing, but it was giving me a headache, and there was nothing worth staying till the end. So I made it like 3/4 of the way through and said, screw this. It's not worth my mental health to keep watching this.
3/4 of the way and then stopped?
I've done that before.
I'll get a quarter of the way and stop. I've never gone that far.
This gentleman sounds a bit like an anxiety man, like me. And there are certain things that I've been watching before with Andrea where I'd have to like go, I'm going to kind of diddle on my phone a little bit. One of them, this probably isn't surprising to you, Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Sometimes it's
stressful.
easier for me just to just go half in on it. If I commit myself to it, it just doesn't do any. It's a wonderful show, really well done, but it's just not.
I love stressful shows and movies.
Yeah, you do.
But
You
I
do.
think that's because it's controlled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it's a show or a
Andrea
movie.
does too. You guys like there's a like last night Andrea watched. She's like she got all excited. I'm like, oh, what's on? I thought something new had dropped on Disney Plus. She's like, no, First 48's got a brand new First 48 Miami, and it was it was just some ex-police officer who was a security guard get his head blown off and there's blood everywhere, and I'm like, all right.
Sad, depressing.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, can the family go in front of the news? And I'm like, I'm just going to scroll here and play some Peggle on my phone.
The whole Uncut Gems thing just seemed like it was Sandler doing a role that he wanted to do, and then he modified it to like where he wanted to go with it, and I think that hindered the movie because it was like it looked like Sandler wanted to play this jeweler character that he had in mind or whatever, and then
was it like selfish to you in a way?
It seemed like he was directing himself, and I have no idea if this is true, but it was like, all right. And then the plot and the whole wife and the girlfriend and them, the whole thing was like just off to me. And I was just like,
I feel you. Christine brings up an excellent point that I completely agree with. She says, real talk though, if a movie can give you anxiety, isn't it well done? Most movies are boring and make you feel zip. She's correct. I agree with her. That's why I'm saying
you
Handmaid's Tale, I don't think there's much any better than that on television. Just complete package. It may not be for you, but I'm just saying
that's a success. Yeah. Like it's an anxiety provoking show that Daniel doesn't like.
Yeah.
You know?
I got a little bit of that with Game of
because
Thrones.
it's anxiety provoking, but people want that.
Yeah.
And it shows how good the show is.
Because it's invoking something in you.
Right.
Yeah.
I have enough of that, but I still like the show. The show is great. I just can't commit. Like, I can't sit there and put blinders on and go in on it. It rattles me too much.
I don't like sad movies. Crystal loves sad movies.
Yeah.
In fact, she will tell me, she's like, I need to watch the sad movie so I cry and I feel better. You know, because so
I like that.
She likes that because she wants to cry because she knows she'll feel better after. Me, I don't want to feel emotion, so I'm just like, don't want to watch that. Why would I want to feel bad? Anyway, is that same thing? Why would I want to feel
Maisie
anxiety?
made me watch, what is it, Onward? Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
They got
Yeah.
you?
Well, because I know what
Just
Tom's
look at the
talking
wall.
about. Yeah, I'm like, nope, no, no.
Why do you make yourself feel sad?
What happened to the good movies where the grandmas just
Sometimes
turn into
it's good to
stingrays,
cry.
ghost stingrays?
Well, that's
Don't be a robot.
Yeah, but if you cry every night, why is it?
Not every night.
I don't need to cry anymore. I cry every night.
But my wife cries healthy. Like I've pushed everything down so far that I'm afraid. What if I let it out?
Oh my God! You become the crying Hulk. You wouldn't like me when I'm crying.
Don't know what is going to happen if I let it out.
Yeah,
So I'd just rather keep it shut.
Yeah, keep it in.
Yeah. Brick it.
Never let it out.
Brick it over. Mm.
Yeah. Bury it like an old military bomb, just concrete over it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. That's all I want.
We got to take a break. We'll come back with more A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan right after this.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Our producer Samantha's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
I noticed that the rain has not murdered your beautiful purple hair, so that's good.
No.
You have been. I've seen
Is
you
this
been
purple to you?
or pink.
Oh.
Pinky
It's like,
purple, magenta.
Yeah, pink. I got
Pink?
magenta, yeah.
What were you? You were going for bright pink, like a.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean. I'm
No, it's
colorblind.
fine.
How dare you?
I insulted her now. Yeah.
I just was like,
Yeah, I
wait
was
a
trying to
minute.
give a compliment.
I thought it was like that blue and white and black and gold thing.
Oh, like
Yeah.
Laurel and Yanni. But I've noticed you've been running out of here wearing plastic bags on your head, and I also noticed that because he is a chopper and he thinks he doesn't want to be outdone by you, that Butler, whether he needs it or not, also runs out of the studio with a plastic bag on his head because he thinks it's cool, which is weird to me. But hey,
You should see him chopping the rain as it comes
Oh.
out.
every drop he sees, he's a dropping and chopping. There he goes.
People think he's being attacked by bees when it rains.
He does. He looks like he's being attacked by bees. Speaking of bees, our next guest bees some great beer makers.
Wow. There it is.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Oh, that was pretty bad. On the line with us, we have some of our friends from the wonderful brewery that's within a Uncle Rico's football throw from our studio. It's Tactical Brewing. Hey, what's going on, guys? We got Bree and we got Chris, and we're going to talk about some beers and what is happening with breweries in the state of Florida. How you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Good.
Well, I'm over caffeinated and screaming, but I'm gonna defer to Tom now to kind of get some information. I mean, we love you guys and love what you've been doing, but dare I say that you have been having quite the difficult time in pumping out the delicious libations that you guys have been brewing as of late. Correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So what are the mandates set upon you and breweries and in general? Because we've seen a lot of our buddies have breweries.
Honestly,
and
it's
a lot
changed
of our
so
partners.
much that I don't even know.
I don't either. Yeah.
What's going on? But I'll tell you what, guys. What I've heard that it's very difficult for you guys to know what's going on, and then I've also heard that most of the information that you're getting regarding what would be considered the regulations that govern what you guys do has been presented to you on social media. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's been one of the biggest things, and why we were very thankful that you guys came to us to be able to do this is because most people don't have an understanding as far as what's happening right now. The latest executive order basically stated that breweries without a food license could not open to the public. And oftentimes they're changing almost day by day the wording on that. So it's very confusing for the people enforcing it to be able to do it correctly. So we have a lot of these breweries that are just kind of stuck in limbo with no answer as far as what they can do.
And finding it out on Twitter.
Yeah, mostly that.
Yeah.
That's the part I think that I was most surprised about is that, I kind of likened it to what Andrea and I found out, my wife Andrea and I found out about schooling just 3 or 4 days ago. It's like we're finding things out in very strange ways. It's like it pops up on Facebook and like, oh yeah, my kid's got to report to school. Or pops up on Facebook, it's like, oh, the brewery has to close because of X amount of whatever. But it just seems very weird that there's not.
We live in a weird world.
We do live in a weird world. So
Are you telling me there's misinformation everywhere
On social media?
and the government is a bunch of bumbling idiots?
that's what I've
What?
heard. I prefer the term bozos.
Weird.
They are bozos.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I like the term bozos, stolen from It's Always Sunny. But yeah, so like how many different, could you give us an example of like maybe something that you thought was going to work and then they moved the goalpost or changed things on you again?
So the first time that everything shut down, it kind of the information trickled down the right way. You'd see the news conference, it'd come down to the mayors, they'd make the legislation. And now they just kind of tailor an executive order, put it out on Twitter, 3 days later, they'll change it, but they haven't notified like the ABT who comes in and actually enforces it. So oftentimes we're forced to kind of find the latest like executive order paperwork and have to show the agents, no, we can do this. And like, if there's any confusion, then we need to talk to the actual DBPR. So it's this big circle of misinformation where we have to go back to the DBPR, who has to go back to the ABT who's coming in and trying to enforce things that they don't understand.
And they don't even know what to classify us as,
Yeah.
really. That's where the big issue also is lying.
So, guys, I kind of see it like this, where I feel like most people are doing and trying to do the most responsible thing, and most businesses are like, okay, I want to keep myself safe. I want to keep my customers safe. I want to do the responsible thing and do what science and the professionals tell me to do.
Yeah.
Coverings, be as clean as possible.
And by the
make
way,
sure-
Tactical Brewing has done that. I just want
No,
to
no.
be on board saying that everything they've needed to do, they have absolutely done. I know that 100%.
Not only for the safety of themselves and their customers, but for the prosperity of their business. Like, it's good for you to practice these things so that your business keeps going, and so you're financially motivated and morally motivated and everything. And I see that as a whole with all of our friends and everybody we know that own businesses.
I haven't
stuff
seen
like,
one problem.
So then I see there are some people that are not being responsible and that are just throwing all the rules out the window and just doing whatever they want. And, that does exist, but we just see that on social media and the news, and then it influences everybody and the politicians, and then everybody's like, oh, it's their fault, it's them. Yeah. And then I feel like everybody else that's doing the responsible thing, you guys and everybody that we know, is like, that's not us. We're doing responsible. Like, you're punishing us because of
I think
one
that's a pretty accurate,
bad business. Now, I know it's not
Being
just one.
targeted, yeah.
But it's just like you're lumping, and then you're saying, oh, well, because they did it, everybody shut down. And then I feel like everybody that's being responsible is like, wait, we are being responsible. We're not the problem. And it's just a blanket thing because social media, the way our news cycle works and the way people are influenced, we only see the bad.
Yeah.
And we see we see one group party, and then we're like, well, everybody that's 20 years old is going out there and partying. It's their fault. And it's like, no, most 20-year-olds that I know are like being responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're just seeing the worst, and that's influencing everybody.
Yeah, is that kind of how you guys feel?
Yeah, and that's kind of been 100%, man. Like, it's they quote unquote use like 5 or 6 bad apple examples from a lot of those kind of things, like Tom was just mentioning. But then when it comes to they made the executive order, everyone has to shut down because of 5 bad accounts. And then now when we start to try to come to them with solutions, cleaning programs, our implementation, however we can personify ourselves to kind of match up with the restaurants and stuff, we don't get calls back, we don't get emails back. And it just seems a little frustrating because we're trying to do our best as a community to present solutions, and it's just not really being heard as well.
Yeah, and that's the way I look at it too. It's like the businesses that are being responsible and taking every precaution are not the problem and won't be the problem. And I know some people will say, well, any sort of being out in public is a risk. Okay, we all know that, but we do understand that, like, yes, packing a bunch of people on in one place, not wearing masks, not following the reasonable.
We understand that.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's like, that's bad. Let's not do that. And I feel like a lot of people understand that and can do business the safe way.
And by the way,
but you're being handcuffed.
That's not what Tactical's doing.
No, exactly.
And,
that's what I'm saying.
and that's why, and we've talked to a lot of our guys that are either brewers, or we talked to Paul Williams from the West End last week. These are guys that, everything they're telling me, and I see the work. Like, I drive by you guys daily. I see you in there, putting in the time and the effort to make everything not only as good as what the government's saying, but better. Because you know what I mean? Like,
because you care about, it's your business. You care about it.
It's your
like,
baby.
It's like we've always said about let the businesses be responsible for themselves because they will do what's
They'll
best
rise to
for
the
them.
occasion, 100%.
Now here's the problem. If doing what's best for you means totally ignoring any safety and packing a bunch of people in your bar because you just care about money, we all agree, not the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just
They're not really doing it
deal
case by
with
case.
that. not just put this blanket like, okay, now nobody can do business because of a couple bad apples. It does stink.
How can we and how can our listeners, how can we help you guys out? I mean, besides, now you're still selling beer. I can still get beer from you guys now. But how can we help out? Because that's the number one thing I want to tell our listeners.
So the biggest thing is just trying to bring light to the situation, because like Tom was saying earlier, not a lot of people fully understand what's happening.
Yeah.
So, kind of educating yourself, come talk to us, talk to the breweries in your area, show them support right now because they really, really need you. We've been kind of pigeonholed into a situation we can't get ourselves out of, and it doesn't feel like we have a lot of support in. If you want to go above and beyond, start writing your local legislation, start reaching out to the DBPR. All their information is on the websites. Easy Google searches will fix that for you. And just remember that they work for you. If they're not aware of the problem, then they can't do anything to fix it. So let them know that there is an issue, so that way they can work to fix the problem for their constituents.
Yeah, and you can swing by there. It's super easy to swing by there, pick up some beer, maybe pick up some merch, and do that for all the breweries that you like. Because putting some time in, going in there, talking with them, educate, like he says, educating yourself, and then getting some beer. Make a purchase and support these guys. Grab a sticker somewhere, put it somewhere it's going to be seen.
Yeah.
Little things like that really, really do matter, especially right now, because if they keep changing things like
rough.
this, we're going to lose. This is a fact.
Yeah.
We will lose a lot of our yummy beer that we have around here that's handmade by our friends, and we don't want to lose that.
Yeah, and more
we want to
importantly,
prop this up.
These people lose their livelihoods and things, and we need to support the businesses in our community, especially the businesses that want to do the responsible thing and are acting responsibly, but are hindered because of laws that really it's not their fault. Isn't it?
Was it 10,000 jobs, right, are at risk right now?
Yeah.
The craft beer industry makes up for about 10,000 jobs. So about 100 breweries are at risk of closing in the next 2 weeks if more light doesn't get shed on it.
Yeah, and it does suck that everybody politicizes everything, and everything has to be political, because it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't have to be political. So if you say we want. When you want to help local business and we want to help businesses reopen responsibly, all of a sudden you start saying businesses reopen. Then I'm like, oh, you're with these people, and then it's like, no, I just care about people. I care, and
I just want the business to survive.
But I also care about people's safety.
Right.
But I think, and science will say there's a safe way to do things.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
but I mean,
if you do it the safe way, then everybody can at least make some money or try to get back to running their business.
And this one hits me in the heart. When Chris Fisher, BYOCB podcast, he's very good friends, and Tactical's, their main, presenting marquee beer sponsor.
So we got a lot of history.
That
prior building was one of our first sponsors ever.
Yeah, I mean, this is in our hood. I mean, we are a small business in this area just like you guys are. I mean, this one makes me sad and we got to do whatever we can to protect it.
I could run over there in 5 minutes while we're still on the phone.
Now, we should send Butler to run down there and then just chop in the background and then run back. What would I've had some questions in the chat room. I'm just going to go through these. Some of these are really self-serving, which I love. Like Grady Season says, I just found my beer jug in my closet. Can I bring it by Tactical and fill it up?
We'll fill that jug up, no problem, man.
Yeah, now there are, the government, again, is going to tell you how many ounces you can have, I believe. But bring your jug by, Grady. I'm sure you'll be fine. And if not, you can just leave your jug there and get a new one or something.
I got one last question for you, because I'm not a rules follower or a law-abiding citizen.
Tom wanted to bring a Homer. I had to convince Tom not to give Butler a Homer bucket and walk over to you guys to fill it with beer.
So there's a lot of things I've gone through my life where someone's like, well, you can't do that. That's against the law. And I'm like, who's looking at me? That means nothing to me.
But remember, aren't they dealing with a government license that they have to do what they do? And that could be in jeopardy, right, guys? I mean, could they yank your license if you guys screw around?
So is anybody? Yeah. What I'm mainly asking is there anybody even enforcing this, or is it?
That's a good question.
Or if they are, and you do get caught doing something like Daniel said, could they take your license? What's the penalties of all this?
Yeah, seems like if you speak up more, it seems like they'll check in more. But
the one thing we've noticed throughout this whole process is the breweries that are kind of speaking up against this whole executive order, really fervently are seeing a lot more attention all of a sudden from the ABT.
Yep.
Really?
And kind of getting these violations slapped on them. There's been a few examples, and this isn't like conspiracy-ish, this is just kind of fact, where they'll walk in with pre-filled notices of violation, and then the brewery themselves has to basically argue the point of like, no, you need to change this because we're not doing anything wrong.
Yep.
So it's frustrating because you almost have to, like, kind of what Tom was just saying is like figure out where you lie on where the law is, like, kind of attack them a little bit and they'll start coming back at you, but kind of have to risk or weigh the risk versus reward on that. So we can essentially lose our license if we do a lot of the wrong things, but we're not doing that. That's the point, is we want to do this the right way with everyone to make sure that
No, they got him.
Oh,
they got him.
Dude,
They shut him down.
I'm telling
got
you right
him.
now.
Y'all need to go to Tactical and buy some beer.
Oh, no.
Immediately.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, man.
You've done it now.
DeSantis! You can't mess with my beer! Not my beer!
Oh, they're back.
Okay, we got
Oh,
you.
there it is. We thought they got you.
I thought DeSantis
sure.
is there and he pulled your plug.
No, we made bail. It's fine.
Oh, my God. That scared the hell out of me. Okay, well, we...
Back and we were both out of the chair.
Yeah, it's like it comes back and just the governor sitting there like, oh my God, what happened?
Listen, if you want to get the boards, I'm always up for a good old-fashioned standoff. I'll bring my acoustic guitar, and we'll play some Santeria, but the fires are coming.
Well, guys, we'll do whatever we can to keep beating the drum. We want to check in with you a little more regularly to see, what's going on. And if anything changes, get Fish to let us know, and we'll get you back in here. If anything changes, for the better or for the worse, we'll get the update and keep beating the drum for you guys, okay?
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Seriously.
we can't thank you enough,
Oh,
guys.
don't worry about it, y'all.
Yeah, no
and
problem.
cheers, and you'll see me soon because I got to get some beer, okay?
We'll get you some, man.
All right, later, guys.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are our good friends, Bree and Chris from Tactical Brewing on, what road is that?
It's a new Broad Street.
New Broad, yeah. Go over there. Good people. and
Tacticalbeer.com.
really good,
The old-
Samantha's sponsor, Rock
old
Pit
Patty
Brewing,
Shanks
delicious
was-
beer. We have a ton of great beer around here. Sideward, not even affiliated with anybody, great beer. Tactical,
Yeah.
BYOC Beer's sponsor, great beer.
Every local brewery that we've ever encountered.
Support 'em
are
all.
Good guys, yeah.
Yeah, support them all, man, and help them out because I definitely know that they're hurting right now. I don't know how some of them are even staying open.
Yeah.
Because
with the volume of what they're even allowed
I
to
mean, a
serve,
lot of them put their neck on the line, and they made these huge tap rooms that are amazing, so we could come and enjoy. And they're empty right now. Can't do anything with it.
It's easy to ignore or like not care as much when it's not happening to you. Like it just that's the way it is, So like I could imagine how mad we'd be if the government came and told us like, you guys can't be broadcasting.
We had it happen
together.
to us, but through a corporation. And we were livid.
Or you guys, you can only do half the amount of shows you normally do. That's the new mandate or whatever. And then we'd be like, wait a minute, we're trying to be responsible,
Right.
And I'm like, no, but all the other, there's this podcast. They're being.
It is
responsible.
unfortunate
Like,
that
God.
breweries and bars are specifically being targeted because, there's a lot of restaurants where you can sit at the bar and just hang out and there's not a lot of social distancing. And for whatever reason, the state of Florida specifically is going after bars and breweries.
Well, and here the reality is probably just no one knows what they're doing and no one knows what the right thing is. So like they're like, oh God, they're being put, like the politicians get a huge amount of
people are at theme parks right now.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like
the thing is, the politicians they
grab a beer.
They get a pressure by the people that vote for them, and their job is to get reelected, right? So then all of a sudden the COVID cases start coming back crazy when everything reopened, and then everybody's yelling at them like, you got to do something, and they're like, and they're like, close down the bars, like. And because in their mind, if we did something and then we could tell our constituents, I did something, I closed down the bars. Are you happy now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that was
a save your own ass scenario.
And they don't know. I mean, they got some, they got the scientists and the health officials saying, well, it's, people are getting it by being in groups. And then so they're just looking at it like, oh, I got to close the bars because there's groups. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just this misinformation, confusion. They don't know.
I also
no one knows.
I also,
and it causes these things like this that are happening, and it's not the right thing.
I kind of flagged this under, like, you and I, when we were rolling out this business, I kind of put this under the same category. By the way, I take you more seriously when you sip coffee.
No, do you?
Yeah.
You seem like a real businessman.
Yeah, you seem like
until we look at your shirt.
Like, I got confident all of a sudden.
Why do you hate my shirt?
I hate it so much.
It's my favorite shirt. I'm wearing it every day.
Guess what? It's not the shirt.
I'm gonna buy.
She hates you.
I'm just gonna get Enemy to make me a bunch of these for the price that I paid for one.
Oh my God!
I can get 100.
You could just do your laundry.
You can start your own company and print your own. You could have bought a printing press for what you paid for that. But anyway, I put this under the business license. We knew tons of people that started their own business. They don't have a business license.
Yeah.
We bought one. We followed the rules. I drive around town. I see bars that appear to be open, and I'm like,
100%.
wait a minute. Are those dudes? There's one that I know of. I'm not going to bust them out.
Yeah, I'm not going to narc on anybody.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to narc on your bar if it's open.
But there are definitely ones that I know that are not following any rules whatsoever.
I saw a bar. Can't say where it's at because you'll know it immediately. That I saw 9 people sitting at the bar side by side, bellied up. Some had masks, some didn't. They were doing whatever, half-assing it, drinking beers.
Yep.
How is that? Okay.
But then at the end of the day, I always I don't give a damn what anybody does. Like, do whatever you want.
Well, I do when it's hurting small business in my local community.
But
then Applebee's can be open. Like, what the hell?
Of course, yeah. And that's the thing. Like,
God, I could use an El Presidente right now.
It's Chili's, isn't it?
Good as hell. I don't know. I get them mixed up. Same thing.
It does go to show you, though, that if you follow the rules, sometimes it bites you in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you don't follow the rules, it seems like the people that are rule followers, and this one time
they'll be the ones that get busted. Yep, that's how it works.
We have this friend, and not to I know we gotta go, but we have this one friend that like never ever like drove buzzed or whatever, like had like 3 glasses of wine one night at like a friend's house, and this is a long time ago, and then was driving home and just got a DUI checkpoint random, and then they got her for just a little bit over. Like, this person is like completely. We were like, oh my God, because all of our friends, like, this is
it's one of
15
those like,
years ago. We're like, dude, like everybody's drunk driving crazy. Like, of all the people to get busted, one person that had like 1 too many glasses of wine, like, and
that never does.
Rando DUI checkpoint never did. Like,
doesn't make it better, but I know what you mean.
No, yeah. It's just and then you're like, oh, and then you're like, well, nothing matters. Life isn't fair. That's the only thing that gets me through, because I'm like,
happy Friday.
I just like to look at it like, dice roll. Rando.
It is.
We do have to take a break. We'll take one. We'll come back with more A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan right after this.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're live on Twitch, which, if you don't know what Twitch is, it is a video streaming platform that primarily kind of got popular because of gamers, but they do a lot of in real life or IRL content as well. We're under that category, or talk shows. Yeah. So find us there. If you have Amazon Prime, because it's an Amazon company, you can subscribe for free. It's free anyway, but if you don't have Prime, you'll get some commercials. If you do have Prime, subscribe. We get a little bit of money. It costs you nothing, and you get commercial-free viewing of our Twitch channel. If that's not good enough for you, we replay everything on YouTube. Just search for Tom and Dan Live.
Man, I was talking to my electrician, and he was telling me about he knows a Twitch gamer that lives in Sanford that makes a full-time living, plus has a couple employees but he uses his Twitch gaming money and to fuel his other business, so that because he thinks maybe the Twitch business could be fleeting. Who knows? They could change it. So, but there's a lot of people making money off of Twitch and like the small media they wouldn't even know about. We hear about the ninjas because they make the news, like making $600,000 a month or whatever. But there's a lot of people
don't call AIDS that anymore, sir.
There's a lot of people quietly making a good living off of all this. Making probably easily in like 6 figures or like $300,000-$400,000 a year, but you would
never know.
They don't make the news, but it's like, that's pretty good.
Now I know a guy, we have a guest on the line that I believe could be an anomaly on Twitch or TikTok. Maybe he's already on there, but on the line with us, and this is again on your constant quest for you and I to eventually separate ourselves from the A Corporate Time brand and give the entire show over to the people, right? Because you're such a benevolent host. On the line with us right now, live from the Cadillac Zone, is our good friend, Cadillac Pat.
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Good, Pat. Now, I see that you're somehow dressed like you're from the future and from the past at the same time.
Yeah, you look like confused time traveler.
Because you're full 90s, but somehow you look like you're from the future.
Or you're starring in that new movie, Bill and Ted Grab the Shiniest Things from Goodwill.
You're giving me a little bit of a riff-raff feel.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
got a riff-raff vibe going.
I get that a lot. When I'm in Vegas, every 5 feet, someone's calling me riffraff every time I walk around with my hair like this.
Now, do you just to describe for those of you that are just listening, he is wearing what appears to be a future man oversized Brett the Hitman Hart iridium shiny glasses.
Yeah.
He's got his hair in what appears to be cornrows and long, like
French braids.
Yeah, French braids or traditional Indian or Native American style braids. He has on a Dream Team. Is that a Dream Team jacket?
Yeah, I just got it.
That's beautiful. He has an original USA Dream Team jacket.
Yeah. What year is that Dream Team?
This was like a cereal box. You used to send in your UPC codes from a cereal box, and this is from '92.
Oh, sweet.
And I'm drinking
92.
coffee out of my. I don't think it's '90s, but I've got my. You used to get these at McDonald's. I know Daniel remembers
the
these.
Garfield mugs. Yeah, old people would collect those, and if you'd bring them back to McDonald's, you get free coffee in them. Then you spill it on your legs and eventually sue the company.
I miss the day and age of the Dream Team when we had.
And look, I got my Dream Team Shaq Dream Team 2 cup too for Orlando.
Ooh, I like that.
We had the best.
I got a beef with Shaq right now. Sorry.
You're incorrect. I counted. Ross McCoy counted the pepperonis. I counted the pepperonis as well.
I understand, but the commercial suggests that it should cover the entire pizza where you don't see any of the cheese and it covers the crust. And it does not.
But even on the commercial, we freeze framed it and counted the pepperonis. I'm with Ross on this one.
Not the point.
I hate to agree with somebody. I mean, Ross and I battled before, but he's dead right on this one.
I mean, 100. What is it?
Okay.
Shakaroni.
The Shakaroni pizza
False
that Papa John's
advertisement.
has. And I'll talk to Pat about this because he's a Shaq fan.
Yeah.
So Papa John, we all know what happened to him. He winging around the N-word on a conference call. He got a little too big for his crust, and he's sweaty, and he's gross, and he eats, 30
pizzas?
30 days. He's an insane person.
Yeah.
So anyway, the board votes him out. Then Shaq takes a bigger role. Shaq's kind of the point man now, pun intended for.
He's a brand ambassador.
Yeah, he's the brand ambassador for Papa John's, and now there's a new pizza called the Shakaroni pizza that promises to have, and I know Sam will pull it up.
Double the cheese, double the pepperoni. But it's supposed to cover the entire, if you look at the commercial and the ads, all you see is just pepperoni. You can't even see crust or anything. But when you get the pizza, and I've had multiple people, myself included, order it, and it's just a regular pepperoni pizza. There's nothing special about it.
I disagree.
I'd be pissed too.
I disagree because Ross took the ad and he counted the pepperonis, and he said there were, I think he said 65 pepperonis, and then there was a picture of the Shakaroni pizza, and Ross photoshopped it next to it, counted those pepperonis, and the actual Shakaroni pizza had 73 pepperonis on it. Team Shaq. Sorry, Sam.
Mine definitely did not have 73 pepperonis.
Did you count them, though, or were you I feel like you're on the witness stand. Were you so blacked out you wouldn't have noticed?
I wasn't even drinking.
That, were you
How
so
dare
high?
you?
Were you so high
That was before I
on the
put my concentrate
marijuanas?
on my pepperoni pizza.
The garlic?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Let's think about this because you wanted the entire pizza covered.
As advertised, correct.
As advertised, but the actual people making the pizza, I'm sure maybe they have like a clump of pepperonis. They're like, if you got Shakaroni pizza, here's your 65.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what it is? I counted it again.
You have to sprinkle them. You can't individually place them as well to cover.
Okay,
so
here.
maybe the same amount.
Get a pencil. I'm going to show you.
Placed wrong.
I figured this out because while I was pooping during lunchtime, I was texting back and forth with my partner on this particular case, Ross McCoy.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to throw it out there. Go ahead and draw. I want you to draw a triangle on your piece of paper there.
Okay,
like a pizza slice. Just draw a triangle. And if you're listening at home, you can do this. Draw a triangle.
Slice.
At the very top, where the crust would be, draw 3 pepperonis. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Then 2.
Yeah.
Then 1. That is how they do it. They do 5 pepperonis per slice. It's 3 at the top, 2 in the middle, 1 at the bottom.
But it's not total coverage of the cheese.
No, they have a pattern. I noticed a pattern within the
Tommy
slices.
G in the chat, he's with me. It's about the coverage, not the number. Agreed.
this is bad
Well, no, but if we're
marketing
going
by
on the
them
commercial-
because they shouldn't have made the commercial look like the pepperoni would be hiding all the cheese.
But it didn't.
And the crust.
The one that I saw from Ross that's from the Shaquille O'Neal print ad, it looks like it looks like the one everybody's showing. I think you guys have been spoiled. And I think when people deliver now, you're part of cancel culture and you just want to start complaining. That's what I think.
Also, though, aren't we all familiar with the fact that the food that's advertised to us on commercials is not
Yes,
what
but
we
I would have
get?
never ordered
Never
that
looks
pizza.
like it.
Yeah. I mean, look at every picture of every fast food item.
You're right.
And then compare it with the reality.
That's on me.
It's going to be Bobo. We should have this understanding that they hype it up with commercials. Everything we see on TV is just a exaggerated version of real life. It's probably not even real food. It's probably an artist as a plastic pepperoni.
What would have made it okay for you if I had a main line to Shaq right now and I could say, Mr. O'Neal, my wonderful producer on, a mediocre time or a corporate time at Tom and Dan was very disappointed with the number, or excuse me, not with the number, but with the coverage of your pepperonis. What would you have liked coverage-wise? What could I have done, or what could have Shaquille have done to earn your business?
I needed less gaps between my pepperonis, and I want pepperonis all around the crust, as advertised.
Yeah, but like over the crust?
Yeah.
On top.
On top.
So, if
Yeah,
you're looking down.
It looks like nothing but pepperonis.
What, on top of so
Yes.
you're holding pepperonis?
Yes.
I see, this
Give
is
it to
out
me.
of, you're a wild person.
I like to hold my
Pepperoni.
pepperoni.
You're an insane person.
I've
back
been
to,
told that.
back to Dream Team. There used to be a time in the 90s, and then also they had a resurgence in early 2000s, I think, where we dominated. So there's been years, but it's like we had the best basketball players in the world.
I never thought it was a big deal because it was always sending in the army to murder the infants.
yeah. But
I was
we
just
were
like,
so
it's
dominant.
the dream team. No, it's not a dream. The actuality is we're the best. It should have just been called the best team.
It was real
in the world.
It was real life Harlem Globetrotters, right?
Yeah. Worse.
They would just mess around with the Argentinians or whatever. You play Canada.
Somalia.
Yeah.
And then they would just be dunking. They would doing Harlem Globetrotter dunks and ridiculous stuff you never do
Alley-oops
because the competition is so much worse than you are, but no, we don't have that anymore. Everything kind of evened out, and now there's players from around the world that are good, and they go back and play.
But if we still
for Hungary,
if we were,
and they're like, oh,
but if
God.
we were still able to field the team, we'd still dominate because basketball's more important here than
Well,
I think most places.
But now all the stars are like, I'm not gonna play this stupid. I'm worth $1 billion or whatever. I have hundreds of millions of dollars. I can't go and play this thing for nothing. It's
once you realize that the Olympic medal is worthless.
Also, you're not getting paid, and you're like, wait a minute. The TV networks are making hundreds of millions of dollars off of watching me.
Yeah.
Screw that. They start realizing the business, and they're just like, nah, I'm out.
So Pat, oh my God, he made a glasses change. He went to his business glasses now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know. Now, which ones are these?
These are some other new ones I got. They're just another cool looking. I found these on Facebook. The brand on Facebook.
Are they blenders by chance?
Yeah. No, those are. Yeah, they are blenders.
Yeah.
But these ones
I know
are
my
my
glass-
other new ones. Heat Wave Visual is the other brand that I got.
Heat Wave Visual.
Yeah.
I like
These. I feel like the T3000 or something like that. with
Yeah,
these on.
those are now. That's an attractive look. I like those.
Now, Pat has not being able to, because you're a man about the town. You like.
Oh yeah.
You like to go to Vegas often. You like to be out on cruises.
By himself.
You like to.
Sun Cruise
Definitely.
Casino. He's the big
Yep.
ding dong king.
Yeah, you like to get out there and have fun with the people.
Yeah.
This is why your whole brand is Cadillac Pat,
Yeah.
the '90s
If
king.
if you hear Wobble Baby, you're the first one on the dance floor.
Yeah, they're very true, actually.
If you just dress like this by yourself, it makes you crazy.
He does, and he does. And he does.
I know,
And
but
sometimes in his sleep he whispers, "Hey, big girl, won't you back it up? I want you back it up.
yeah, because
Hey, big girl."
Now, when you're out out on the town and people are like, you're making people's day. We've talked about this. This is why you do this. Then I understand it more. This is kind of like, tell me why. Like, why do you do this?
I'm very lightheaded right now.
Yeah. Because it makes people's day, whatever. So that leads me to the fact that you can't go out as much and be a man about the town as much.
Think he's going crazy a little bit?
Yeah. Are you slowly going crazy,
Are you
Pat?
becoming I mean, it used to be a hobby persona. I almost feel like this will be the way that you become 90s braided the Joker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is a little rough because when you go out, you can't barely sit at a bar, or you can't even go out anywhere. Half the places are closed or very limited. So yeah, I'm like turning into like Venom or Spawn, where I used to be Spider-Man, and now I'm turning into the evil version of myself.
I mean, don't verify it.
You're supposed to laugh and say, no, that's not happening.
Yeah, you're like, no, it's fine. Not going to kill anybody here.
We are supposed to be
You're supposed to distance yourself from our crazy theories.
Yeah. You're supposed to laugh it off and be like, you're so stupid or silly. Yeah. Don't be like, yep, that's what's happening.
While you look down at one of your victims and you go,
quiet. Don't say
I'm still buying crazy vintage stuff like crazy. They opened up a brand new vintage store here in Waterford, right in Waterford Lakes, pretty much.
Yeah.
That has a lot of good stuff that I.
Yeah, that's not vintage. That's actual, and that's because people are dying and losing their jobs like mad right now.
It's like all these clothes are they're from the 50s. Why?
Yeah. Ooh,
this is weird.
It is all worth
God,
it.
It's like everybody's grandma died or something.
I was at a bar last Sunday, and a guy. I've made it. Listen, boys and girls, I have officially made it. I was at a bar, and a guy looked at me, and he was eyeballing me. He was the bartender, and he saw my fake phone, and he saw the way I was dressed, and he goes, "Hey, you're Cadillac Pat, aren't you?" And he had never seen me before, but just by my look, he recognized me. I'd never met the guy in my entire life. His name was Joe, cool guy.
And then he goes, "Thank you for your service."
Well,
stolen valor.
It's let's just say it's easy to spot Ronald when he's away. Not to call you a clown.
You're at the DMV.
Wow.
You're at the DMV, and a guy walks in, and he got red hair. He's dressed in a yellow jumpsuit with big red shoes, and you just make the M to him, and he makes it back to you.
Yeah, it's not like you're DiCaprio trying to go to Starbucks and you're in a hat and you're a flamboyant.
David Letterman with a big white beard.
Yeah. You make yourself pretty known. It's like you stick out in the crowd, Pat.
It was still. I think I was more excited than he was because he was pretty excited, and I was just as excited.
Did you give him one of your stickers?
I did give him one of my stickers.
Did you give him one of your headshots?
No, I didn't have any of those on me.
Don't you wish you still had the passion or the feeling of like being excited when someone recognizes you?
Me?
No, I'm just saying it'd be someone to be like, if someone recognizes me, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
especially
God.
now.
I'm embarrassed by what I've said. I'm like,
recognize you like crazy.
I've said the worst
now,
things.
no, because we had
don't listen to me.
We had a guy here in town. I'm not gonna say who it is because he listens. He walked over here one day and he knocked on the door and he's like, "Hey, so this is the studio. I always want to see that. Hey, I work a little bit further." Oh, this is gonna get me in trouble. He's like, "I work a little further down. Love the show. Hey, put it there, buddy." And I'm like, I'm kind of like, oh. And he's like, "Oh, not shaking hands. So you're one of those guys, pussy." Like seriously, like he was giving me the whole thing, and I'm like, I don't know.
I'm with that guy.
I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Just shake the hand and then put it next to your body, and then be like, "Don't touch anything, COVID hand."
Yeah.
And then you back up, then you run to the sink, you wash it, and then you're like, "You're such a P word."
Yes, that's exactly what
but
I
you
did.
Gotta shake it,
yes,
to let them know. But in your mind, you're like, "Oh, COVID,
it's exactly what I
did." So, Pat, what else have you been up to now that you can't go out and party and do all the things you used to?
I went to PF Chang's over in Winter Park for the first time in I haven't been to that place in 15 years. Oh, and this is even better. So I was in there, and me and my girlfriend were talking about famous people that live in Orlando. I swear to this happened. We were like, Shaquille O'Neal's kind of from Orlando, and we said, who's the other most famous person? We said the name Carrot Top, and we were just talking about it. I'm not joking. 12 seconds later,
poof,
Carrot Top actually walked right by me. We had not seen him, and we had mentioned his name like 15 seconds earlier.
Mecca like a high, mecca hiney ho. I'm a genie. Like it's like he appeared.
And then
Have you ever heard of a Tom Rhodes? He's also from Orlando.
Don't talk about
Okay.
it.
King of postcards.
Yeah.
Sends us these
Sausage
sad
castle.
postcards.
Come on, we're fine. Let's just try to be nice now.
Well, it's kind of scary. You know, once you know a guy hates you and then continues to send you postcards.
He knows where we are.
It's a form of harassment is what it is.
I thought you
You're
guys
right.
made up on the podcast.
He's bullying me with his scary postcards.
Every time we see the postcard, we're like,
I'm like, caca! He still knows where we change
oh, yeah, you're right.
Change the locks.
It is a thing to
It is
to
a-
subtly tell people like I know where you live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
where.
you're right.
Hey, I'm in Thailand right now being miserable, but I know where you live. Like, don't send me the postcards anymore, Tom Rhodes.
It may be a subtle form of he may be getting us.
It's
you know?
passive
He's
aggressive.
totally getting us.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't. Look, I wish you well, man. We had a misunderstanding. I tried to fix it. It didn't go well, and I'm willing to just part ways. But you keep sending these crazy postcards. It's scaring me. I'm a little man.
You're right. Yeah, that is like it's like where do you even get postcards?
I
from?
know.
Like you know where the same place you get torture
And then
weapons.
Butler loves it. Butler goes there and he gets it. And Butler skips in and he's like, "Look what he got!
Oh,
It's
yeah,
from
yeah.
your best friend."
Oh yeah, yeah. Because choppers love chaos.
Choppers love chaos. They
Yeah.
love bullying too.
And they love murder too. Every time he hears something happen, a car crash, he runs
That is
out.
absolutely
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat. We had I forgot who was on the line. Pat, I'm high right now. Pat, we had a 18-wheeler almost slide through the intersection out here, and the chopper, aka Travis Butler, he sprints to the door, almost flying through the door to see if there's any carnage, and he's like, "All right,
Nothing to see here.
I'll clear."
So, Pat, are you familiar with our new term that we came up with for Butler and a certain type of person called the chopper?
No, what is that?
Okay, so basically, Butler likes to, like, when he's walking down, and maybe this is a test for you, Pat, to see if I don't think Pat's a chopper.
I'll give him a test. If you're
He's-
walking through Walmart,
He's too passionate.
if you're walking through Walmart and there's a jumbo bag of Old Roy dog food stacked up, like a pallet stacked up, do you start playing bongos on
Yeah,
it, or
yeah,
do
yeah.
you slap the dog food with a free hand?
Oh, the chopper. I remember this now. Depends if I've had a couple of beers or not. If I'm walking through Walmart, there's probably a chance I've had a couple of beers because that place is hell on earth most times.
Okay, well, here's a
kinda
Walmart.
depends.
Here's
Depends.
another Walmart test. The chopper always finds a way to walk past the aquarium because he loves the Walmart aquarium just to see if it's still there. And he will
Wait a
walk.
minute, I do
Taps
that.
the glass.
I might be a chopper because I
yeah.
have a fish tank.
I do that too.
Oh, I might be a chopper too, because I think Tom does what I do. He's like, I wonder if they still have the fish. I remember
And
when
then
those
it's back
places
in the-
had pets.
And then it's back in the back. Every Walmart, and this may be news to some people, has an aquarium section.
Tiny.
And it's tiny. It's in the back by the pet supplies.
Yeah.
And you never really go by it because you're always in the grocery
And-
store, the toy section, the clothes, and there's an aquarium back there.
And the
then
guy
there's
back
no
there,
one- and then
no,
you're like,
sometimes
who's in
there-
charge of this?
Sometimes there's a guy back there, and it's none other than the rapper, No Limit Soldier, C Murder, is back there, and he runs it.
He got out of jail.
Shout out to C Murder. He's out.
And then you're like, wait a minute, is there any sort of specialist taking care
No,
of these animals?
specialist.
No.
Specialist.
Do they?
There's not a specialist in the eye center. Are you crazy?
Do they know?
I went to the eye center one time. They're like, "Yep, you got eyes. Get out of here."
I'm like, who's
You're clear.
Like in the Walmart, like
Butler's cracking up.
in the Walmart like employee handbook, is there a section on how to properly care for these fish?
Yeah, you just gotta make sure there's water in there.
Yeah,
Salt, regular,
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter.
like aquariums are complicated. Like ours is insanely complicated.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it's freshwater, but still,
all
is there-
Walmart aquariums are run by Fago.
like just
They just keep dumping it in there, and the fish are happier than they've ever been.
no offense to Walmart employees, but
No,
let's
no.
all be honest. Like,
When you're that big, you have.
do anybody look
they're-
qualified to take care of an
They're
aquarium?
too big to not have people that are not qualified. You see what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
such an enormous entity that there's gonna be people there that don't
Just
know.
by proxy,
they're gonna
maybe
be yeah.
somebody has a fish tank.
There are people. Walmart is so huge that they probably hire the most amount of people that don't even know they're working for Walmart.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah,
based
yeah.
on their size.
Yeah, yeah. It's such a gigantic company with so many employees that who gets put in charge? Does that all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'll do the fish today.
No.
And then you just go back there and you're like, I guess this is right. Like,
Yeah.
is there some professional? Like, is there another company that comes in and take care?
No, they wear a Walmart vest. I've seen them.
Yeah.
And well, Walmart has so many people that they don't know that works there. Have you seen like the prank videos? There's the guy that like throws rice on people in Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's wearing a Walmart vest and he doesn't work there. And people that are working there don't realize that he's not employed there because they have so many employees.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, you're used to working for a company that if someone walked in and you didn't like recognize him and be like, who are you? But they're so huge that you can just put on a Walmart vest and all the other employees who probably all hate each other, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do that when I go to Walmart. I put a Walmart vest on my dog. He's an emotional support Walmart employee.
Like, dude, even when
Don't laugh at that.
when I worked at Home Depot, I didn't know, like, even 85% of the employees
Who
that
was
worked
your
there.
boss?
I have no idea. Didn't know his name. I
boss
think his name was Bob.
Your boss at
I
Champs.
don't know.
His boss at Champs was Forrest Stump. And that's a real name.
That's a Champs. I knew that. That was smaller. So I knew everybody. Well, not everybody. There'd be people who'd be like, I'd never seen that person. They're like, that person's worked here for 3 years.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you a Tom and Dan show fun fact. Anytime anybody in the world, if they're in earshot of me, mentions the movie Forrest Gump, I think of your old boss, Forrest Stump, and I laugh in my mind hysterically that his name was that close, and I laugh at how miserable he must have been during the height of Forrest Gump. It's just so funny.
And I think,
and he's a really nice guy.
One of his buddies listens to the show, and every time we mention it, he's like, Stump heard you.
Yeah.
I told Stump you were talking about him again. He's
the
like,
weird thing is that his friend's name, Lil Lebowski.
So, did you go and talk to Carrot Top? Did you bother him while he ate his?
Yeah, well, I
chicken?
was trying
know
to
you
just
did.
get a nod from him by looking. I just wanted like a hey, what's up nod, and he had the blinders on, like when you look focused, like he wasn't looking up at anybody.
That's called not wanting to be bothered.
He knew that I was looking at him.
Yeah.
But you'll wave past that.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, there's a crazy '90s guy waving at me. Great.
Hey, like I know he's putting his hand shielding his eyes as if he doesn't want anybody to talk to him, but I will wave at him until he looks at me.
And also knowing that you've said that people call you Carrot Top, he's looking at you and he's like, oh no, Castleberry Carrot Top's here.
He's like, and this guy's gonna tell me everybody calls him Carrot Top as if I care.
Yeah, and then he's gonna try some jokes on me.
Be like,
yeah, well, he eventually made his way to the bar, like right next to me, and then I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he came over and was real nice to him. But I think I creeped him out because he used to be a member at LA Fitness when I worked there, and I know his real name, which is not anything that's hard to find. But I was like, "Yeah, man, I know your real name," as if I was trying to bring
Don't
him
do that, man.
I know
You're
your
that
real
guy?
name.
you know what celebrities love?
That's Tom Rhodes. I know where you live. I know your name.
Celebrities love when you go up to them at PF
Know their
Chang's
personal information.
dressed,
I know.
dressed like you're John Claude from Time Cop, and tell them
I know your real
the
name.
first thing. I know your room. They
I
love that.
I was nervous.
They love
I was
that.
nervous. I was nervous.
Yeah. Oh, and they love when you're extra nervous.
No, I was,
If you think I'm nervous now, you should see how nervous I am when I'm eating your feet.
And then you tell them how much you love them, and
I did exactly.
Are you enjoying your last meal?
I mean, meal.
You gotta say things like that.
Yeah. They love
And then
that.
I even went on Twitter right then and there. And went,
Twitter,
hey, man,
no.
I just want to say thanks. I'm looking at you right now from across the restaurant. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Oh no.
Tweeter.
They really love when you start thanking him on Twitter, and he sees it, and you're just looking at him in the restaurant.
Take a picture of
I
Carrot
know
Top.
I did it. I was so mad at myself.
Hey, Tweeter, here's Carrot Top. Gotta kill him later.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see him reading it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here goes
kept
nothing.
looking,
Wish me
kept
luck.
refreshing, hoping I would get a reply.
Wish me luck. Fuse is lit.
I'm real nervous now.
Because now I have to follow through with it. There's no backing out now.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I hope the police find my manifesto.
Yeah, he's not going
Where
back to
did I
PF
put my
Chang's in a while, I
manifesto?
think.
So, besides from the Carrot Top encounter, now, okay, hold on. I know we've talked about this before, Pat, but does your girlfriend say anything?
She dresses just like this.
Oh, does she go 90s too?
She is now a little more now because I do, but she dresses cool too. But she encourages me to do it. She likes that I do it.
Ah, okay. You guys just have a good one.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure my wife hates everything I do.
Does she like your plants t-shirt?
No, she hates it.
10 years of your life.
How old is your girlfriend? I don't mean to pry into your business, but it's what we kind of do here. How old is your girlfriend compared to you? Younger, older, same age?
Pretty younger. Pretty much
younger.
Yeah.
In fact, now I think about it, my wife discourages me from doing anything.
Because you're younger than her.
She's like, don't do that.
It's like your mom.
She's not quite as young. My girlfriend's not quite as young as Seth Petrozelli's girl, but she's in her mid-20s.
Oh, perfect. Oh, you're doing good.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing good.
Still can frog, I bet.
Oh, yeah. If my wife frogged right now, she'd need a harness, a wheelchair. She'd need that.
Even with all the Pelotoning?
No, her legs are great, but she's gonna get. I know her. She's tall, and even the most athletic giraffe gets knee problems.
Yeah.
GC, I was thinking about this real quick.
A pulley system.
Why did you start wearing the bear suit originally? What was the I forget. I've heard it before.
I see what you're doing. I make a couple jokes about you with
Cadillac Pat here from Cadillac News. A hard-hitting question that's gonna bully you about your bear suit.
I see what you're doing, Pat. I know.
How old's your girlfriend, Tom?
What was the question? Why did I start doing it?
Yeah, why originally? Just to get attention for the radio? I forget why.
I don't know, Pat. I was young. I thought I could. It started with the stunts, and then I felt more comfortable being a character. I'm a shy person.
He's not comfortable in his own skin, so he's hiding behind a suit.
Yeah, there was like some anonymity there.
Yeah. So then we thought it was funny, and then I was like, I'll just do the radio. Really, Pat, nothing was thought out. I didn't look at it like it was gonna be anything. I never thought like this will shoot me to the stars one day. Like it was. It was just like I'll do it. Then I got curmudgeon. And I was like, I don't want to do a stupid thing. And then but I just kept doing it because awkward having any sort of confrontation. So I'll never say no to anybody. So they're just like, keep doing it.
Why do you think anything continues in your life?
It's everything.
Because you're too awkward to end it.
Like 8 years later, I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. It's been 10 years.
It almost has to naturally fizzle out. It can't really be stopped. It has to.
I'll say something after a good 8 to 10 years.
Me too. I got your beat. I'll do 15 in the. I'll do a stint.
Yeah. I can go a long time getting by, and then I'll be like, not anymore. Be like, you've done it hundreds of thousands of times. Like, not today.
Well, Pat, where can people? Are you working now, or like what are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Is the bar open?
Yeah, I'm back at the Brass Tap. There's 2 of them in town, but I'm at the one in Waterford Lake. So if you're on the east side of town by UCF, there's one inside the actual Waterford Lakes Plaza, the Brass Tap. I'm there all the time. Wednesday through Saturday. I'm there like all weekends, all the time.
Nice.
Are you allowed to dress 90s at work?
I can do whatever I want in there. I could, but I don't because I do like to. I really do like to separate myself. Like work is work and play is play. I know I probably should blend them together, but I like going to work in like a uniform. I don't know why. I really do because it like makes everybody know that I work
Hopefully, it's not
there.
a Nazi uniform.
What kind of uniform you got?
That would be bad.
But I feel like you could be if you brought the Cadillac Pat character to work. Like people would tip you more.
I think so.
People would go there to be like, hey, there's this bartender. He's the 90s. He'll tell me all about Commando and everything. And then like it would be you'd actually be making more money.
I would be more.
I do act quite a bit different. Like I act like Cadillac Pat behind the bar, and I bring props to the bar. Like I make props.
Who wants to drink? It's Cadillac Pat.
I don't know.
I have my own drink. I have a drink that I have. It's written behind the bar. I have a signature drink that's a secret recipe that people order.
What's it called?
It's called Pat's Pink Drink.
Although, Pat,
I want a Pat's Pink Drink.
Tell your bosses that you do this segment with us, and you'll plug the bar, and you want to be Cadillac Pat there. It'll bring business.
Yeah, and then you're sponsored, and then Tom will slide you in, and then that's one thing we don't have to worry about, and we're one step closer to getting rid of the show.
Yeah. Do that.
I do have my stickers posted up at the bar a bunch of places too, so people know that Cadillac Pat is in the building. My stickers are all over the bar too.
I'm just saying you should make this thing make you some money. You're doing it all. I
agree.
You should be easily pulling in $5-6 grand a year from this. And
just this alone, I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
We can help you with that. Is your girlfriend? Does she have a name? Is she like
no,
Cadillac
just a normal,
Sally
just a normal
or?
name.
Buick Betty.
Yeah. No, why'd you go
Buick
You don't go
Betty.
Buick.
The first thing.
Wow.
Is that insulting?
I mean, a
Yeah.
Buick. I mean,
Buick.
Well, Buicks are back. You've seen the commercials. The Buick is back. You know what I mean?
it's
nice now.
it's sleek and sexy. the Buick Betty.
you Buick.
Subaru Sally or something.
Okay,
like that.
that's better. Yeah.
I mean, it's reliable.
Also,
Good drivetrain.
Also, one of our sponsors. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Want
I
to go
know.
with Buick?
Yeah. Mitsubishi.
I know nothing about Buicks. I've never even seen a Buick.
How about her name is Miss Mitsubishi?
No, I like that. I'm sorry, Pat. We gotta go.
Yeah. Bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. It's almost as if the yard guy waited because I counted us. We pre-record all of this. We're not live. And I counted it down. I go 3, 2, 1, and you took a breath, and he goes, right? It was like almost perfect.
He's waiting out there. He's
Yeah.
clowning us.
He is clowning
He's
us.
watching us on Twitch. He knows.
Okay, so you talked about something that's very interesting because I think I am in the minority of what you're talking about. We were kicking around the Shaq-a-Roni pizza. All jokes aside, Sam hates it because she thinks it's a bit of false advertising. The fact that they said it was going to be a ton of pepperoni. I'm more Team Shaq because I counted the pepperonis. It looks like they're doing their job, but I understand.
It's an extra large, extra cheese, extra pepperoni. I got a regular size pizza, like a large.
Yeah.
1 layer of cheese, 1 layer of spaced out pepperoni, not on my crust.
Yeah, and I can
Not what
understand.
advertised.
And again, pizza's a very intimate thing. People are very pizza's.
Tried to throw my own pizza party.
It's a very personal thing. So Tom then brings up, he's like, "What about the little sticker that they now put on your pizza?"
Yeah, because it seems like because of COVID, that everybody's trying to be extra safe, but also big corporations, I imagine, they're like, well, what kind of things could we do to make it seem like we're extra safe? And
I like how you said "seem like" because
Right.
that is true.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, that's how corporations think. I mean, especially when you've got how many thousands of stores? So you could do your best, but you're relaying information from the top down to how many tens of thousands of people. Like, someone's gonna mess it up. That's why it does make me laugh if an employee of a corporation does something crazy and then the people are attacking the corporation, and then it's like, this is just some guy, a crazy person did something crazy, happened to work for a corporation which tens of other thousands of people do. Now I understand if the corporation makes some sort of standard, does something, then it's on them, but an employee is just they don't even know, the one of 10,000, 20,000 employees.
All right, so these stickers on the pizza.
They put the stickers on the pizza box, and they're like, I guess it's kind of like the old
freshness guaranteed, touchless delivery guaranteed.
Yeah, it's like no one's opened this box since it's been sealed. Yeah. It's like they do that with the Monopoly pieces in the McMillionaire documentary. Yeah. They put an impossible to imitate sticker with a code on it that if you broke the seal,
you'd know it was broken.
Yeah. So they do
my
that.
chaperones used to do this on soccer trips. They tape your doors to see if you went in and out.
Yeah, and then I said, well, why didn't they always do that? Because doesn't everybody always want their pizza to be untouched the entire, after they put it in the box and they close it?
But I brought up what I do is especially if it's takeout. I'm not saying delivery. I will do it for delivery, but before the guy drives away, I'll open it, look at my pizza, then close it just to make sure it's right.
I gotcha.
Right.
I always do that, and I think I got it from my dad. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
That's interesting psychology.
I got it from my dad.
I never check.
All the stories about my dad and the Wendy's burgers being messed up. My dad notoriously had the food curse, kind of like Crystal has. Yeah. Your wife has this food curse where no matter what she orders, it's going to be wrong. And even if it's not complicated, it's just going to be wrong. My dad would have that with pizzas. The pizza would get delivered. He'd open it. There'd be mushrooms on it. My dad hated mushrooms. He'd shut it and be like, "You'll have to take these back." So for me, I always check my pizza, but I think it's something I just sort of picked up from him.
Now, it's weird with the delivery because if you check it and it is wrong, then the delivery guy,
back in the day, I've never done it. My dad would make the delivery guy take the pizza back and deliver us a new pizza through a series of obscenity yelling.
I think the delivery guy would just be like, if the order's wrong, I think they say well, just keep the pizza, or he says you have to call the store and let them know.
I don't think my dad did it that way.
I just deliver what they give me, right?
Right.
I'm not in charge of making it. But I never, because I assume okay, if it is wrong, my only recourse is to call the store and get it. But at least I have some pizza now because they're going to take another 45 minutes.
Well, the sticker, though, has got to be, I mean, that's an added cost. So where is that cost? That might be your pepperoni right there. You see what I'm saying? Like those stickers.
Well, the thing is,
next thing you know, they got to cut it from somewhere.
No, well, the stickers, though, could increase business because people in their minds could be like, well, Papa John's.
Oh, it's for sure a mental thing.
Yeah.
It does nothing.
And they're,
it doesn't make me
like,
feel safer there. I barely notice it's there.
Yeah, but it's like my sister-in-law was talking about like plane travel. Now people just care about like cleanliness, and that's it. So their reviews and their ratings are higher, company wide, and even though they're not offering any service, no alcohol, like they give them a bag of like water and a snack that they could eat, and then they don't go by but they fog the plane. They've just reverted all into cleanliness, and people actually are rating their experience better, even though zero catering to their customers.
This is interesting. It's happened to us a couple of times. It happened to us with Panera and one other place. I can't remember where it was, but we got the wrong order because so many people are doing takeout that these places are having to basically be like takeout only restaurants. That's hard.
Yeah.
Keeping everything organized. Yeah. And Tactical Hat says, sealing up everything makes it harder to know if your order is right. Case in point, I got like $200 worth of sushi once. It wasn't mine. I was like, this bag seems super large. Couldn't tell until Uber was gone. Free sushi.
Yeah. There's tons of mistakes probably all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I got delivered the other day in my grocery order? My husband ordered 12 eggs, which we received, but we also received a case of 60 eggs.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of eggs.
Yeah,
you're going to have to eat those.
Yeah.
If you want to unload some eggs, I'm always in the market.
Hey, now.
I
can get like 10 G's from eggs.
I'm going to have to write you up. I have no choice.
No, I didn't.
Rules are rules. I'm sorry.
Get my plan.
Butler, get the rule book or whatever it is and bring it in here. I got to write Tom up.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, though, it's easy to complain, but all these restaurants and everybody is like, all right, you spent so long getting your system down for a percentage of your takeout orders or whatever. Like, imagine if you had to change your entire way you do business in the span of a couple months and then expect, things to be perfect or even closer right. It's like
they're not. And most of these jobs are younger people, and we know that sometimes they can be distracted. I mean, it's hard. It's I try to just be extremely patient and tip well with these type of people because I'm going off of the positive reinforcement. We're all in this together kind of a vibe.
You know what I do like though? I enjoy and like it better that the delivery people, whether it's Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever it is, they leave it at your door, and then it just texts you when you're there. You haven't, I'm saying there's
100%.
I think that is going to be the way they'll always do it. Yeah, and they'll never because
we don't need this face-to-face transaction.
It is
can
better.
Speed them up a little bit too.
Sure,
I think
it's good for everyone.
If you would have,
but you got to tip. That's the only thing I worry about.
So you pre-tip.
No, I understand that, but not everybody does. I just like if you're gonna do that,
you got to tip something.
Yeah, especially right now. We talked about the breweries and how they're hurting. Look, now would be the time if you can help to help. And a tip can go a long way for somebody that's, trying to bust their ass and deliver as many pizzas or whatever.
Uber drivers and Lyfts and everything, you just got to tip because I think for a while it was like, oh, look, we don't have to tip with all these services. It's like,
oh, man, don't think that.
No, but I think society, like when these things first started, dude, remember when we first started taking Ubers? It was like, oh, you don't tip.
Oh, yeah, well, Uber told us to.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, Uber's like, no, you don't tip, and there was no way to tip.
He said, they were like, you don't have to.
Like Lyft, I remember when we first used Uber, you couldn't tip.
Yes, but
unless like cash.
But that kind of started the mentality of a lot of this new media and this like peer-to-peer delivery services and things where you're like, oh, they don't expect a tip. It's not like, it got ingrained into us over decades that you have to tip the pizza guy, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to give that pizza guy something. And I think with all these peer-to-peer things, that kind of got lost. But now it's like, yes, you do,
I know you talk a lot about people that might have hard jobs that you're like, well, why do they go to the extra you and I've discussed this for years. Like, why do they work harder than they should or do such a great job? Melissa, and we know her in our Twitch chat room, she's an Uber Eats driver. And she said that she would get, a little while back, I was reading some of her comments. She said that she'd get mad at a certain donut place for not taping their boxes so it's touchless. She carries her own tape, tapes them up so that way it doesn't slow her down. The person gets the stuff. They feel more confident knowing she hasn't been digging around in their donuts or whatever and stuff like that. And then another thing is, I guess Uber Eats tells you if the order's wrong to throw the food away or whatever, but she usually ends up trying to give it to a homeless person, which sort of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
To do your job
well,
right,
throwing
and
it
correctly.
away. Also, okay, I don't know, we got to go. In fact, do we have to go? Oh,
it's a bye-bye scenario.
Bye-bye.
Hi, OG Show of the Week.
Yep.
This is all the way back from May 25th of 2016. It is your, I'm going to guess, uncensored. Yeah, it would have been uncensored. A Gentleman's Guide to Manliness entitled Frog Throat.
I have no idea what this is.
I can give you an update on me being frogged. Still haven't been frogged.
Well, what happened?
Well, we planned on it. Then I forgot about it. Then she got on
How do you forget the frog?
I don't know. And
That's
then
on you.
Now she's on her period. And I don't, I just don't.
Oh, yeah. That's,
I don't do that, bro.
That's not even
my,
a toad.
That's not my scene.
That's a,
yeah, that's called the...
That's the Cuban tree frog.
Ew.
No, if you got that, you need to go to the doctor.
I feel like you've insulted some Cuban people by saying that.
It's
I just don't do. You do that?
What?
When your wife is,
the tree frog.
Yeah. Do you do the?
Did you earn your Red Wings?
It's more like the Cuban Missile Crisis.
It's
that's what I call it. Bay of Pigs. Yuck.
It depends.
Ew! Don't put depends on it. That's a lot of blood.
I put it like this. You'll drink some puddle water.
I know I won't. I never drink puddle water.
If you're dying of thirst.
I see what you're saying. No, I'm never dying for that.
Like, Bear Grylls, in the height of his popularity.
I don't like his name.
He took an elephant turd, and then it was like, what kind of like put him on the map? Everybody was talking about. He took a fresh elephant turd he found, and then he's like, oh, here's a trick. If you're ever in the Sahara or wherever he's at, and
if you're ever in the Sahara and you're dying, take an elephant turd.
And then he's like, you could squeeze water out of this elephant turd, and then he squeezed it. And
my dad always said you can't squeeze water out of an elephant turd.
That does sound like a saying.
Yeah. And then he drank the water out of the turd, and everybody, of course, was talking about Bear Grylls.
Turd water,
and then it's a famous thing. So anyway,
it's
sometimes
a famous Avis. I had some famous Avis last night. They're fucking awesome. So shout out to that guy.
If you're walking in the desert, sometimes you gotta drink the turd water. That's all I'm saying.
Butler's cracking it. Butler, you want to get in on this?
So you're going through a sexual dry spell.
Butler knows what I'm saying.
I love
he's the only one.
Well, he also wears condoms.
Butler, he's the only one they can understand.
Yeah, I heard him snickering and laughing. Look at he's wiping tears out of his eyes.
Do you get blood in your urethra when you do that?
Oh, what like a poop noodle?
Okay,
I'm not doing that. I just don't do it, and I let my wife give me the all clear. I'm like waiting for the bridge to go up. As soon as the harbor master gives me the toot toot.
I don't want to go back to it, but
whistle tips go toot toot.
I was in the shower with my wife the other night.
Soaping up them pubes.
And we
soap that bush. Get it good. Frog, frog, a frog.
I thought he was like a baby ball.
No, but I'm assuming she has a bush.
Why would you assume that?
Because once you have a child.
He's speaking about your wife that
once
way.
you have a child, you grow a bush. It's kind of like when Hank Williams Jr. grew a beard to hide the scars from him falling down a mountain.
At least a runway.
How?
Yeah, at least a runway. This guy knows. Fist bump, but we can't. COVID. Imaginary fist bump.
How do you know that? All right, so
smell my fingers.
Anyway,
smells like your wife's soap.
We're in the shower, and then I was telling her about that I don't.
If you can find one piece of soap, I can get you 2 pieces of soap. If I get you 2 pieces of soap, I can get you.
Damn it!
Telling her my business model.
I know that's what Treva might is.
Travis just figured it out like the other day. What? I swear we had a breakthrough. He was like, "Wait a minute, if I can get the one, you just graduated the goddamn Tom Finn Business School."
Tom said it. He's like, "Now you got it, Eureka!"
Oh
You're
no,
fine.
we are fucking doomed.
3.5 years. You finally the 1 to 2. Anyway,
He did that move where he took his fake glasses off. He set them on his table and he goes, "My God, I think I see it now. You know what, guys? Get in here. This time it's gonna work."
so
It was like that, right?
It's pretty goddamn
I was telling her about the thing. I don't get a stingy pee hole
Ah, yes.
with soap. I'd like, and then she's like, I think
that sounds
everybody
like a
gets
lovely
that.
shower talk.
And then I'm like, it doesn't happen to me. I think I'm a weirdo or something. Or
Oh,
something.
please tell me she started
'Cause they started
shoving
spitting
soap
the-
shards
No,
up your dick.
she did. I was like, try it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, this is him trying to get sexy
the
time.
worst fucking sex ever.
This is
Have your
foreplay
wife
for
shoving
Tom.
soap in your dick hole.
I may have.
Don't kink shame him.
This is a BDM show, by the way. This should not be on an OG.
And then she
kink
tried
shame.
everything she could. I'm like, just try to
Everything
stuff
she
it.
could.
Maybe
Try to
your,
pack it
your
in there.
dick hole, maybe your dick hole's too tiny. You have a tiny dick hole.
That's what
like-
I'm thinking.
like,
Narrow
I
urethra.
was like, pack it like a Civil War soldier.
Was it
Pack it-
flaccid?
You gotta
Pack it like
pack
some
it,
water
yeah,
and
pack it in
some-
there like my grandpa used to pack tobacco into his pipe, and then you gotta.
And she was trying, and I'm like, I feel nothing, got nothing. And she's like, that's, oh my God.
Were you getting hard?
No, yeah, because this was also
Well,
to
no.
trick her into,
Yeah.
you know,
This is his
touching
foreplay.
it.
Yeah, and then she's like, I can't suck this. I get a soapy mouth. I only get soapy butts.
Anyway, so I contend that there's something either that a lot of people like me, and we're figuring out this a sitter stander scenario,
I mean,
or
most people don't get their wife to shove soap in their dick hole.
or I have a desensitized pee-pee hole. So that's-
Pee-pee hole.
Is
that where we're at now?
I'm trying not to be so vulgar.
It's OG show.
I know.
Yeah, it's a dick hole.
So
Cock hole.
I think it's either desensitized for whatever reason, or other people are like me and don't get that stingy sensation from soap.
What if?
It
What
does-
soap do you have, though?
Yeah.
You got
Oh,
some
we use
vegan shit?
I tell her we use
Did you
shampoo.
use the dial?
We use some expensive creatine shampoo that
Oh
she
my
has.
god, you probably got a hairy dick now.
Wait a minute.
No, like,
Creatine shampoo.
I mean the thing is the
Creatine.
It's
the old
Wait,
keratin.
Your
There
dick's
it
making
is.
gains,
keratin or whatever. Anyway, so I tried every so we use some like very fragrant
We use very
Old Spice
I
shampoo.
use very fragrant Old Spice shampoo on my cockholes.
So I mean I haven't tried the dial yet. That's it, but
That's the one.
That's the one. That'll
But
do
through
it.
my
or
life,
like a zest.
I for sure have used Zest and Dial throughout my life, and I
My
never
wife
felt
was
it.
singing that yet last night. She was drying her back and she was
Zestfully
going
clean?
zestfully clean, zestfully clean.
Dude, just chip a piece off and kind of put it in there
Yeah.
like a
Well,
hand
that
grenade,
is-
and then
Woo!
pack it tight.
Okay, well,
Like a
I'm
chimney.
Sure, I'm sure I can
Like
hurt
a
myself.
fucking prison
No,
shank.
but
Yeah,
other
yeah, like a soap knife.
But that's not the experiment. Other people complain all the time. They're
Right.
like, "Oh, I got soap in my dick.
Okay,
I was
yeah,
stoned
yeah,
to the ground."
yeah. Oh, yeah,
and then
no.
I've always been like,
Here's
Okay.
what you do.
I'll do
Here's
it.
what you do. You lay on your back on the shower floor.
Yeah.
You got to pinch the lips open.
No.
And then have
no.
her put it on like a loofah or something and then
Q-tip.
squeeze it in.
"Okay, well,
Q-tip.
Milk
but no
it in
one
there.
Because I think you have a narrow
Okay.
urethra. I don't think it's actually getting in there.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
But
I'll go
wouldn't
to
it
the
cause my
bathroom.
urine stream to be like a pressure, like?
No, it's
Wow,
not-
does it come
No.
out like
Like
that?
that? No,
You
Did
got
you
a
have
pepper
prob-
stick in there.
Didn't you have problems peeing? You have a narrow urethra.
no,
we made
but,
it so.
Wait,
but
do you-
I come there, boys. It's like
when
an
he
old
pees,
man.
it's like a pinhole in a water balloon. It's like, it takes him 3 hours to get an ounce and a half out.
No, it's like a regular old man. You're like,
When mine
You're
comes
not that
out,
old.
when mine comes out, it comes out slow, but it's big, like an old hose. It's like if you drink out of it, you're getting an amoeba. Like it's hot, and it's my urine is 175 degrees when it comes out.
yeah, it's hotter
It's
than
goddamn Icelandic hot springs.
Why so hot?
yeah.
Yeah, smoke coming off of that. It's not
Oh
steam
God, I
either.
bet it's bad today from that coffee.
It's not. The bathroom is now the Ross McCoy Memorial Bathroom because
All right.
everybody's piss smells like coffee.
I gotta talk. Well, we're recording this before the Friday Free Show for your BDMs. Because we're having Ross. in
I
the
can
I
fix
gotta
your
bring up his
problem.
coffee, BB, because he used to stink the whole.
Bad.
Don't bring it up.
Oh, it's like a Juan Valdez hat. But it would be like, goddamn, it smells like
And it
coffee.
was hot too.
Like,
fresh pot of coffee.
Yeah, you'd go in there and you'd be like,
how much coffee
I
did you
was like,
drink?
am I in a diner? Like, what the fuck happened?
Are your
A
kidneys,
Waffle House.
are your kidneys processing your urine properly?
No.
like there's so much coffee in there. It's like it is It sounds like a hotel lobby. You know, like the Starbucks is pumping out so much coffee. It's like, God damn. Anyway,
I can fix your pee hole thing. You're gonna. She's right though. You're gonna have to get the dial down in there.
but why so far?
I mean, I could put.
I think you have a narrow urethra.
How about
I don't
Dawn?
think so.
I bet you my dick lips are bigger than yours.
Okay,
We need to talk to
but the urethra.
a dick doctor.
But someone. Okay, so I'm guessing.
Draw your dick hole
So-
on that piece of paper.
Okay, so if you put a little piece of or a little drip of hot sauce and you touch your cheek with it, right? You feel nothing, and then you touch your lips with it.
You'd probably feel nothing, but then
But no,
eventually
it
you'd
burn-
feel a sensation.
You feel a burn. You put Tabasco sauce cheek to lips, right?
yeah, but eventually you're gonna feel it on your
So-
cheek too.
Are
It's just gonna
other
take a little
okay?
longer.
Maybe are other people's pee holes more like lips, where they're more poofed out, and
Yeah.
mine is more
sucked in.
sucked in. So
Here,
my,
You got grandma with no teeth
no,
and dick lips.
Maybe you're,
do I have a tighter
you
pee
need to
hole?
you need to do what women that don't have full lips do, and either get a
You gotta plump
you
'em
gotta
up.
plump them, or you can draw them on with a pencil.
No, but I don't like. I'm like the way my.
Wait, but you're
pee
deformed
hole-
now.
No, it's not.
Your dick is the R word.
It's
now.
more efficient
You're
than your
R-word
guy.
D.
All
You're-
you guys,
you're RD.
You're getting stung by soap in your pee holes,
Yeah,
and
because we
I
have a
never felt it.
natural big American pee hole. And you have a tiny Antifa, socialist, fucking anarchist cock is what you have.
No,
I have a big, giant
I'm telling you,
American dick
no.
lips ready to eat a cheeseburger and an apple pie slice.
Because I'm telling you, and like, yes, if you took a sliver of soap and insert it, like, that's too far.
Yeah, it's a foreign object,
Like,
yeah.
now you're like, yes, of course that would hurt. I'm sure it would hurt everybody or at least uncomfortable. I'm saying, like, even if you up and down soap it, like, I just don't feel
This
it.
is how my dick lips are the dick lip equivalent of Janice from the
Janice,
Muppets.
she's
From
the
Muppets.
best.
Yeah. My dick, I have dick lips that look like Janice from the Muppets, who's one of my
got
favorite
big
Muppets.
old Janices.
I love Janice. I got big Janices. My panis has a big Janice.
But you know, I don't notice the difference because I've seen lots of penises on video. You know what I'm saying?
Ew.
And
You've never noticed a difference?
no, I'm like, it looks the same.
How
to
big
me.
is your dick head?
I'm virtually certain average.
Is it a pointy dick head? You ever seen guys that have the
No.
dick where the dick is wide, but then their dick gets tiny? So
Yeah.
a lot of
you
porn
got
stars.
you got a pointy dick, and I make fun of you no matter what.
But I think they're winning because the base is wide. and
Yeah,
I think that's the only thing
yeah,
that
but
matters.
it's wide like a West Highland Terrier's tail. You know, it's like, I'm not trying to pull you out of a foxhole. You know, it's a dick. It's supposed to have an apple all the time.
Yeah, it's got a big, I have to have a big old mushroom head.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, mine's
I like
normal.
that all the guys are telling us women what we want
Yeah.
in a dickhead.
Yeah, you know what?
You're like, you guys don't want this. You want the way my dick is.
You don't want
Yeah, you're right.
That's what it is.
You don't want a Jack Russell dick. You want a apple dick.
No, mine is just a regular.
Yeah, I got the
standard.
Mine's a
It's
standard.
nothing weird.
Mine's actually
No bend.
If my
No.
dick is if there's a normal dick,
It's just that
you have the normal, and I probably have the little normal.
Yeah.
'Cause
No,
I'm a smaller guy.
yeah, but you're uncircumcised too.
That's
and
just
then-
skin.
yeah, then it's
That gives you an extra inch.
no.
I mean,
then it's weird. There's
yeah,
extra
only
skin.
I wish I could make it hard.
It's
I
like
can't.
it's like it looks like you're like a sweater in the bottom, and
Yeah.
then you got purple.
Let's be honest.
It's wet all
Purple.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might as well just be.
It's gross.
It's like
Wet all the time.
yeah, it can't get it hard. You know,
It's gross.
It is gross.
Mine's a dry saddle.
Oh,
Maybe that's
That
the
sounds
problem.
gross, too.
Maybe that's why you got dry lips.
Maybe you got some.
oh, you need chapstick for your dick lips.
Yeah, you do need chapstick.
I told Travis. we were gonna use his chapstick to make an impression of my
dick
dick.
lips.
And we sat in silence for a while after that.
It made it weird.
Because you didn't know if you were for
Do you know
real
how
or
many-
not.
Do you know how many times we
I'm like,
talk?
and then I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I can tell an employee that. I'm like, just don't say anything. Make it worse.
Do you know how many times we talk about our genitals in here so much that like you guys think I'm going to the bathroom to go number 2? I'm not. I'm in there looking at stuff. I'm like, I'm fucked up, aren't I? I'm looking at stuff. I feel subconscious.
Oh man.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right. Well,
it's something. Yeah. So frog throat. All right.
yeah.
That's
I'm gonna get frogged.
yeah.
But you got to wait till after this week.
Is there a reverse frog? Like
Yes.
if my wife
Yeah, oh,
lays
yeah.
the drill press.
Yeah.
If my wife lays
The reverse
No.
frog is the drill press.
No, she's
no,
got
no, no. I mean, just
No,
back,
my wife's
like,
gotta
like a
do a
riding
reverse
high
cowgirl.
cowgirl.
No, my
Riding
wife's
high
got to do
cowgirl,
a
yeah.
handstand,
Ooh.
and then I gotta like
Drill
No,
press.
yeah, that would be a drill press. Yeah, Samantha's right.
That's a standing drill press.
But if she's facing your feet, that's just reverse.
Is frog facing away? Or
frog, you face to
forward.
face.
Yeah.
Frogging is just her on top, but she's on her feet, not on her knees.
She's I learned
She'd rather live on her feet
squat.
than die on her knees.
Usually with hands on chest for stability.
Ass to the grass.
You know what? Oh, I figured something out. I was talking to Michael, my trainer.
Yeah.
Literally yesterday.
About your dick lips?
No. But he was talking about.
you do have small dick lips.
Oh my God.
Well, there's a full inspection before we start.
All right. Before you get on this leg
Spread
press,
your lips.
spread your lips. Oh man, little urethra. You know what? I bet you never get a sting dick.
Yeah. And then he goes down there. He's just,
Yeah, it's like,
Blows the dust off
I'm
of
gonna
it.
go ahead and give it a sound test now. I'm gonna use a 5 megahertz tone. All right, no vibrations.
So anyway, he was telling me that Americans have
The biggest dick holes.
worst problems with their back, and because we sit in chairs
Oh yeah.
more, and then around the world they have I guess naturally humans will squat to rest instead of sitting down. So in other countries, that's why you see in India and China, there's a lot of people that will just get down into this position.
I can't do that.
To relax.
My knee is so bad when I do that, man, it's nothing but pain.
But I'm not flat foot. At this position, my feet are like a goddamn.
Yeah.
Like
I can't
a
go
goat
flat
man.
either.
You can't go
Yeah,
flat-footed?
I can't go flat.
If I went flat-footed,
What if you do? You just fall backwards?
Yeah.
No, don't do it. His knees will explode. They're just
That's easy.
No. So I can't be flat-footed, but that's how.
I can't either.
Maybe that's why
can.
you can't skip.
So I stiffened up or whatever. But I guess normal humans without chairs will naturally be more comfortable just squatting
You
with
see
flat
with babies,
foot.
all babies can
Yeah,
squat like
baby.
that.
Yeah.
My daughter can do that.
So
I hate it. At the beach, she can squat and play in the sand for 9 hours.
So
Yeah.
think about this. So in other countries, are they way better at frogging than Americans?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
100%.
Americans are bad at frogging, and hence why our wives don't do it as much.
Well, are your wives hoverers in public bathrooms? Because that'll get your frog leg strong.
I tell my wife not to hover.
But you know what? Because it would if there was a hole and you squatted, but because you're hovering at
A hole where? A hole in the wall?
that's not frog
Hole in the
position.
ground.
I guess I have an advantage with my long legs because I'm a lot taller than the toilet, so I'm squatting quite a bit. But maybe for your wives,
Okay.
Natural
Yeah,
born
because,
squatter.
yeah.
Variable in there.
You're right.
Yeah,
Your
didn't think of that.
your height
I'm used to squatting.
has made squatting
Yeah.
through your entire
Easier.
life easier
Yeah.
for you.
You got a
Therefore-
cleaner butt than most people, too.
Probably.
Therefore, the frogger comes more natural to you.
Yeah. Like me,
Been
there are
conditioned
Natural
from
born
birth
frogger.
to be a frog.
Like there are
yeah.
some, and I'm not afraid to admit this. I mean, we're all friends here. There are some toilets, handicap stalls in particular,
They're tall.
at certain theme parks that I have to get a running start to make it on the top if I have diarrhea. And it's hard to run with diarrhea and jump
Right.
with diarrhea. It's hard to get any. I can't get any ups.
Yeah, and then right when you plant,
I need ups, man.
you just squeeze them out with the
Yeah.
plant
Oh.
foot.
Yeah, and then if I do make it up there, I got to do that move like everybody does, like you're falling off a roof. Where I'm like, and then pull yourself up.
Yeah.
Getting down's fine. But
Yeah, slide down.
sometimes I gotta slide over to my belly and slide down like you're sliding off a roof.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Whoa,
My
no.
face is down. I just turned to the side.
Get my cheek
I pulled my shirt up. I'm like, oh god, got pee-pee on my titties.
I always leave a couple extra pubes in there just for someone like
Somebody is leaving a lot of pubes in there,
Well,
and they're jet black. Like
we know it's not Tom.
apparently,
It's a goddamn.
apparently, there's
Oh,
a
Magnum Man over
vampire shaving in our bathroom.
It's a fucking Neanderthal lives here.
He lives here now.
Dracula's pulling his nose hairs again.
It's everywhere, hairy. My God.
that. Power move.
Speaking of,
What the fuck?
when's the last time have you guys been to a public restroom in a park or a campground?
Oh, my God, it's
Those are bad.
disgusting.
I love pooping hot.
I literally did it this past weekend.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
King's Landing,
yeah,
which we're going
yeah,
to talk about on the
yeah.
Friday Free Show.
Yeah, by the way, no kings have ever landed there.
Hell no.
You know what makes it worse? Because when you're camping, you're eating if for whatever reason in your mind it gives you the pass of I'm gonna eat baked beans and or cheeseburger, you're
Diarrhea foods.
Yeah, and drink copious amounts of beer and stuff, and then you to, of course, diarrhea crazy.
Yeah.
And hence, campground bathrooms are the
So
goddamn
what
worst.
did you
Plus,
think?
there's no AC.
Hot.
And, like, I think the park rangers clean them, and they don't want to do that
Yeah,
shit.
no.
They don't have janitors, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
a lot of flushing with your foot.
Yeah.
and
Or
stuff.
some real man is in there. It's like, God damn it.
Stir it up.
He's pissed.
He's just moving the turds around.
Yeah.
So what did you
Oh,
think
that's
of
horrible.
Latin King's Landing? Because that's probably the only people that go there. It's just a bunch of trash.
There's actually quite a variety of people there.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of diversity.
Yeah.
No,
It's a melting pot.
I'm surprised, and I usually don't like talking about really awesome places because I'm afraid that the secret's gonna get out.
People know about it, dude. It was slammed.
It's so freaking awesome. Like I'm surprised that you can't it's gonna be. It happened to Blue Springs. Like you can't go to Blue Springs anymore.
Yeah.
Like unless you get there an hour before they open, then you have to sit in line. You know
No,
what I'm
that's
saying?
the worst.
Well, that's how it was for us. I got so much to talk about on the
Okay,
Friday Free
all
Show.
right.
Oh my God. Well, guys, enjoy this all the way back from. I just want to get my date again. Oh, I might have closed it out. Sometime in 2016. It's a gentleman's guide to manliness, entitled "Frog Throat." Enjoy that, and we will see you on your BDM show.
Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. This is really, really cool, and I didn't know if we were going to get to do this again for a very, very long
Yeah,
time.
I know. It's the first show at the Improv back since they shut down in March, I think.
Yeah. And
God, it's
wouldn't
crazy.
you know it, Krista, in her infinite
August,
awesomeness, apparently rolled the legendary dice and scored a legend to back open our club. So on the line with us right now, he's going to be at the Orlando Improv Thursday through, well, today's Friday, but Thursday through Sunday. It's Lavell Crawford. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm great, man. I'm happy they back open too, boy. It's rough being locked down with your family for like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lavell, I was going to ask you, this is the first time comedians come through the Improv since they've been shut down.
Yeah, and you've been in our studio before, the Big Red Couch.
Yeah.
We've had you in here many a time, but
Yeah, and how much has traveling and everything, and it's got to be insane because we've seen some shows here and there, and they're figuring out a way to do it safely, and everybody's figuring out a way to navigate this new thing. So how's it been doing shows and navigating this whole COVID deal?
Well, it's been pretty interesting, man. I commend the comedy clubs for putting in the extra work to set a standard to keep it clean and make people feel comfortable, because I think, people were germaphobes before, and now, this thing came out, you got to please everybody. And I think that, they're doing their best, because I think it's setting us up for our own, goals of getting cleaner, because I've been in some comedy clubs, you like, man, they need to do an overhaul, to be in the green room.
You do bring up now, not the Orlando Improv, because we've been
No,
but
it's a pretty clean place, but I've been around for a long time, and I've seen some comedy clubs where I think I might have needed a penicillin shot for sitting on the couch.
Oh yeah.
So but I think that with improvs, all the improvs, and I just did the Helium last week. I've done a few other comedy clubs, and they've been doing a great job keeping it clean. The wait staff been wearing their masks, and I it's hard because we got to do the social distance, so the capacity stinks. So but it's just like, I think for a comic like myself who works regularly, it's just scary because you don't know when the government gonna come on with right in the middle of a breaking news and say the city shut down again. I mean, it's like you talk of rolling the proverbial dice. It's just been buying plane tickets and and finding out, oh man, it's canceled. Like, this was canceled because I was supposed to be there the 9th of July. And this got pushed back, when they closed down, everything again. And I was riding to Dallas when they was closing down bars, and it's been kind of like, I tell you, after comedy, I might need a psychologist, man, just so I won't turn into Hannibal Lecter because I'd be like, man, what are y'all doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
Every time I go out, because last week I was at the Helium in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And we sold out hometown. It was going to be a great weekend. It still was. Great couple of days, and we did it during the week, so it sold out during the week, which was excellent.
Nice.
They had a crazy shootout in the mall where the comedy club is. And I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Jeez
I mean,
Louise.
from COVID to shootouts, I'm like, man. You know, and I thought we just had a Black Lives Matter march and everything. Now they don't matter no more. I'm just like, man, it's been crazy.
Is this like, you know, and it's, you know, you do a lot of traveling. Are you, you know, and Tom, our host here, he's got a lot of family that works in the airline industry. Have you seen on any of the flights that you're on when you've done traveling, are people more respectful, about the same, less respectful, or, you know, like, what have you observed?
I think foreign people have been following the rules. You get one guy to get on that ain't been on in the plane in a minute, and they be like, sir, you got to wear your mask before you get on the plane, and he's just like, yeah, I got it, you know, but. You know, I mean, I thought they said, we're going to make an emergency landing if that guy don't get off the plane without his mask. I said, man, just for a mask, hey, man, just put a piece of paper over your face. You know, I mean, put your sock, cover your face with a hat. We just trying to get to our destination.
Okay, hold on. Technically, what if you just used your hand and covered your face
But
and nose?
you have to keep it there.
Yeah, the whole time, technically, it would be about the same. Huh?
Pretty much. Wear your shirt. You can pull his shirt right up on his face. He's good.
Yeah, that's called the I smell dookie.
Right. Oh, yeah, it's going to stink a little bit. I mean, I smell dookie. Yes, exactly. Somebody's breath stink, you cover your nose. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think this cough mask is really safe. It's just cutting off my air. I couldn't breathe before I wore a mask. Now I got to wear a mask. It just holds my face down like, you know, like somebody trying to shut me up and they kidnapping me. I don't know, man.
Lavell, I want to go back to green rooms because I want to bitch with you for a second about this. Because
I bet he's seen some stuff.
So we're old radio guys, and in the radio industry, the green rooms, even the place we used to work,
disgusting.
We're always bad. And then throughout we talk to other radio guys around the country, and they're like, "Oh, our green room is horrible."
I mean, Adam Carolla's bitched about it.
Yeah. Like all these old radio guys, and then we've heard the same things about, like, you know, smaller clubs, green rooms, and like some of the real bad. And I'm mad about it because how, like, these companies make a lot of money. Like, it's one thing if this is post-apocalyptic, like you're trying to be survive, you know, but these companies are making money.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure, Lavell, you sat on a green room couch and you're like, wait a minute, I'm getting paid like $35,000 this weekend, and this couch is literally from the 80s and has so much.
Or maybe he just says the obvious and says, I'm on an amazing television show. I don't need this S.
Dude, an IKEA couch is what, $400? A nice one?
Yeah.
You get an IKEA couch once every 6 months, maybe a brand new one.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know about IKEA. I don't know about IKEA because they're hard to put together. That's like adult Legos, man.
Yeah.
I think they could go to. I can go to Value City. They could do something like, because I mean, how many times can you turn a pillow over to hide a stain? It only got two sides, and, you know. And I mean, I've been on couches where I got on jeans and my legs itching. I'm saying, man, these bed bugs are hungry.
Yeah. But don't you say to yourself, like, why isn't the company, this business, just taking more pride in the place that they put their guests?
No.
Just a new couch, like, get a cleaner to clean the carpets, like, put a couple waters in the fridge. Like, how is it that hard?
Yeah, it ain't that hard. It's not that hard. And yeah, because I've seen some couches that when I was an open micer was still there, and I'm 30 years in the game, and that couch still in there and looking at me, hey, back again.
Yeah, I mean, like,
how is that possible?
I mean, it's funny too when
Lavell Crawford
when
is
Lavell Crawford,
a huge star,
30 years in the game, a legend, and the couch 30 years in the game, a legend, right? I mean, it's just.
I mean, I wait for it to start talking like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Well, hey, and congratulations on everything that's going on with Better Call Saul. And, like, how are they handling, I guess, continuing to film? Or
production?
Were you all
work?
done? Or
Well, we haven't started production on that, but I'm strange enough that you asked. I did a movie with Gerard Carmichael, from the Carmichael Show, and we did it in Ottawa, Canada, and but they added an extra scene for me. They wanted me in, so I got to go to Syracuse next weekend. And it's strange enough, I gotta, right now I think every time you gotta get a swab in your nose. I'm hoping I can get a exemption, man, 'cause that crap looked like it hurt. I ain't never had it, but I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get this thing in my nose and hope, I'm pretty sure I'm good, 'cause I ain't been able to eat wrong in a while because I've been at home, so. So my wife been putting all kind of vitamins down my butt and everything, and so
has this helped you, Lavell? Like, okay, they said like the COVID 40. A lot of people are complaining about the weight they gained, but have you lost weight?
I lost weight actually. I
Nice.
lost like another 45 pounds because
My God.
I've been lucky enough. I go to my gym. I go to my dojo with my professor, my trainer, and I get to box and we keep it clean. We box and I do jiu-jitsu and in my house my wife we're like flexitarians, but it's more on the veggie side, and we at Whole Foods getting that good stuff. Whole Foods got a lot of bad stuff, but it also got a lot of quality vegetables, and we go to farms. My wife, they California, they've been revamped by California, so we pretty much eat pretty good.
Nice.
So I ain't been able to do no DoorDash or Postmates. I'm mad that I lost all this weight before COVID, man, because I'd have been a king. I mean, you got Grubhub, they deliver, Popeyes deliver, churches deliver, Taco Bell deliver. You know how long I wanted Taco Bell to deliver?
Me too.
It's hard to eat a burrito and try to get home to eat the other burrito because them Taco Bell run for the border immediately. And at least I could be at home where I could be safe and sound in my toilet, and they could deliver it right to me.
I love it.
The only problem, I have yet to order Taco Bell just because I think the driver and the delivery guy is going to judge me and be like, this POS is getting Taco Bell delivered to his house?
Nah.
Look, first of all, the driver probably, looks worse than you, so most of the time.
But in my mind, I'm like, come on. Don't order. I've been tempted every time.
It's so funny, I had a Grubhub one time, and I got ordered, we ordered Wingstop, we ordered a big order, and the driver was a chunky guy. And I said, look, hold on, man. We ordered 40 pieces. Let me count them up before you leave, because you might have ate some. I don't want no problems, man. Your face look greasy. You look like you might have had a couple of my wings. I got a big party coming over here. I don't want to be 30 wings short, buddy.
Yeah. I see you got lemon pepper all over you.
Yeah. I do. I do look at the cars that pull up with my orders, and then I'm like, okay, this one's gonna be
it's gonna be rough.
50-50.
Right, because he'd be like, look, you ain't getting no tip. You took some of my fries. I know you had some of my fries. I know that's your tip.
Lavell Crawford, he's gonna be at the Orlando Improv. We're back open, guys. You can see him 2 shows Friday. What do you got? The 2 on Friday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday.
I got one tonight.
Oh,
we got
Thursday.
one tonight.
Yeah.
Yep. 1 tonight and 1 on Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday.
Yeah, man, we out here, man, and I'm excited. I applaud the comedy clubs because way they talk about nurses, which they are essential, doctors are essential. I mean, our firemen, our police are essential. Everybody's essential, and comedy is very essential.
It is.
Because people need to laugh in these times, and I think they're killing the sense of humor because they want everybody to walk around with these masks. It looks like a post-apocalyptic place with all these masks going and everybody like a war-torn city, and it's just like I'm looking at the sun shining, the birds still flying. I can't see the pandemic. My pandemics I've seen where cars stuck on the road, people dead in them, is like a zombie walking around. That's my pandemic. But
I got you. You do bring up a good point. It's like if someone told you 20 years ago, like, hey, 2020 pandemic, you do think zombie apocalypse, and it's really like, oh, it's just everybody wears a mask at Publix.
Right.
Like, it's not like I would think I'm like holding a gun. My family's dirty. And I was like, oh no, just mask at Publix.
Right. You thinking like I've got a bullet for all of us. I'm gonna just wrap it up.
Yeah. I would have thought that. Lavell, yeah.
Hey, be safe, man. Welcome back to Orlando. We're so glad to have you opening back our club, man, and we can't wait to hopefully get you back into the real studio sometime soon. Okay.
Yes, I can't wait. Thank you guys for letting me come on, man. It's going to be a great weekend. Orlando, I love you. And people come on out and laugh. It's going to be a safe and clean and healthy environment.
Yes, sir. And we'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Wow, that's cool.
Always funny.
Yeah, he's always a fun guy to talk to.
It's funny if you took that transcript and just on paper and then present to someone who's like, what, you interview Tom's Papa? Like, nope, it's a Better Call Saul's bodyguard. Everybody's got their opinion. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay here, man. Like I'm not here to judge.
We do
you
know,
can't judge how people handle something that's never happened before, right? I don't think that's fair.
And honestly, I
want him to take it seriously, but
we've known Krista for a long time, and if I know her and the Improv, they are taking every precaution, just like a restaurant and stuff, and you will feel safe. And they do all the distancing.
She's no BS. Yeah.
It's every other table. They have capacity rules. Like
she has to.
They keep it safe, and that's the important thing.
I'm glad he was him, though. I mean, I don't personally feel that way, and I know the three of us here don't necessarily agree with him. But
I think he's maybe just joking. Like, and that's the thing too.
Well, he's a comedian, Tom.
Like, like you joke around about everything, and that's the thing.
God, you and I've been making a lot of jokes, but
it's like if you make those jokes, people then it becomes political again, and then you get categorized as, oh, you are not taking it seriously. You're the problem. It's like, no, you could joke about. Like, listen, Lavell, he's in California. He's wearing a mask at every place he goes.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
When he's at Whole Foods, he's wearing a
mask. Oh my God!
They won't even let you in without one.
No.
So anyway, but you can make fun of it. You know, like what happened to making fun of it? If you do everything you're supposed to do, and you're making fun of it, it doesn't make you like a bad person or
you're
unsafe.
Still complying with the rules.
But that's the thing. That if you make fun of it and don't comply with the rules, you're like, come on. Like then you're part of the.
Well, then you actually believe.
Yeah. So, but
it's not really a joke.
But if you, but if
and that's the end of equation, right?
You could also complain about it too. Like like if you.
That's what I told my wife. My wife,
like, you're fine. It
doesn't
doesn't
make
make
you a positive
you
person. Like, I'll complain. I'm a complainer sometimes. You know, I mean, imagine that. And she'd be like, she'll say something, and I'll be like, look, this is almost like a, it's kind of like your theory on Facebook. Sometimes we just got to barf it out, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just got to say it and just say it, and then, but I'm totally going to comply and do absolutely everything I need to do, but just let me hate this.
Yes, hey, of course. Like, you are allowed to be like, this sucks.
Let me hate something.
Yeah, you're allowed to complain about it. You're allowed to, it doesn't mean
you're also allowed to love something, too.
Sure.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you're not doing the right thing, and this, people complain about it. Like, I was telling Crystal yesterday, we're Lowe's looking for freaking hardware for our cabinets, and we're both talking to each other through the mask, and we're like, man, this sucks.
I mean, it does, but you're doing it.
Yeah. You know what? So, but sometimes when you say it, people like immediately go like, oh, you can't say it sucks because that means that you're
anti-mask.
Yeah, you're anti-mask.
No.
It sucks. I spit on the floor.
I had something. Oh my God. Butler, get in here. Wipe that up with your tongue. I gotta tell you something. I got the same feeling when we had Cabin Boy Matt in here for football. Like knowing that there's a comedian like going back to the Improv. Like I got a shimmy. Like I got a.
Oh, are people gonna hate on it or say?
No. I got a little excitement. Like a little things are. And I know Krista's gonna handle it well because that's what she does.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason that she's been there. I want to say she's managed that club for 75 years, and she's only 31 years old.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, and there's a way to do things safely.
Bye.